right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We have just got done with Jerome Powell in Congress. It was an absolute nothing burger. Everybody did decide to talk about real estate, though. We had a lot of commentary on that. And then the peace deal so far has felt good this morning. You've oil went down, all of the war stuff, market put it behind us. And now we have melted up to a new high, a new level since the low. And you are probably within about 50, 60 points from the all-time high. I know, my friend. So absolutely wild. I hope you guys are ready for all of it. But now it's time for some Philo. So yeah, baby, let's have a good rest of the day. It's already been a good day. Again, it's kind of melt-up mode. Maybe we'll get surprised with volatility, but welcome to summer. You put the volatility with the war out of the way, and now, yeah, we have all of this, baby. We are live. You're going to get your Jesus talk on the way, baby. Praise his name. Amen. So, Chad, I hope you're ready for all of it, but let me go get my carbo and let us get set up for this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we'll be right back. Here is some propaganda. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading for Real Code News on Twitter.
Markets and the inflationary impact that it could have. How does the Fed think about geopolitical risk at this time? What light did Chairman Powell shed on that?
Well, he didn't really shed light on it other than to say pretty much what everybody else says, that this is, he didn't use the word chaos, but it's been chaotic. And it's hard to come up with any particular kind of analysis under these circumstances because what you thought yesterday is not the same as what you think today. So the Fed is taking it one day at a time like everybody else. If we go through a period where the Middle East calms down, oil prices have been coming down, then that takes away one danger to the economy. But as you mentioned, Joe, we still have the July 9th tariffs coming back. So it's pretty hard to see them doing anything in July because you've got that and then you've got CPI on the 15th, but they don't get the next PCE report after Fridays until after their meeting. Mm-hmm. So one inflation report between now and the end of July, the next meeting, it's probably not going to be enough for them.
After one day of testimony, insights from Michael McKee. Great to see you, sir, in Washington, as always. I'm Joe Matthew alongside Kaylee Lyons as we tiptoe a bit more into that uncertainty. And, of course, the NATO summit that's getting underway overseas. Bloomberg's Anne-Marie Hordern is there for us, Kaylee, Bloomberg's chief political correspondent, as they anticipate the imminent arrival here of President Trump. Anne-Marie, it's good to see you. I wonder how the word of this ceasefire is impacting the conversation in the Netherlands today.
Good afternoon. Well, certainly, Joe, we already heard from Mark Rutte via a private text message. The Secretary General sent President Trump, and if you look at the actual screen grab from the president, it said a minute, and then it looked like he immediately wanted to share it with the world. And he congratulated him on decisive action in the region, and then went on to say that no one could achieve what the president is about to potentially get in terms of a big win, in terms of defense spending when it comes to NATO members of 5%. When it comes to the ceasefire in the region, we did just have a readout from the Iranian president with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Iran saying that they would like to look at a fair agreement under international frameworks when it comes to the United States. And then in Israel, they do seem to be lifting some wartime measures for society. So it does look like this ceasefire, which this morning was incredibly fragile, and you saw that frustration with the president even using an expletive, talking about these two countries and blaming both of them, but really putting a lot of emphasis on Israel in terms of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for Philo. So I'm glad that you're here, man. I hope you're having a great day. And if you are here, you should be familiar. It's Philo time. So what does that mean? It means we're going to talk about the Bible. I'm actually going to read the Bible today. I know I'm a weird person. I do that in the middle of the trading day. I know, but it's actually not that new. So here's the fact, man. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about whatever I really want to talk about now. I think it could help people, but I don't care what you end up doing. No one's trying to push anything on you. Like, read the room, bro. There is thousands of people who want this moment, who are here for something, and everybody gets different things out of it. So it's very simple, bro. I'm not trying to change your beliefs or opinion. I hope I could help you. I hope I could give you hope. I hope I could show you something objective that could help your life, even if that's just the long term. So do whatever you want, but do not be disruptive, because I would hate to have to remove you and then cause this little strife for no reason, when all we are asking is for you to respect our time right now. So it's very simple. You want to be a part of Philo? Be a part of it, man. I think you'll actually get something. If not, I ask that you show the respect, remain silent, and only focus on the stock market, and that is what you're allowed to do. I've put the news wire up here, so as I'm reading, if I miss anything, you guys can help me out and post stuff about the stock market. If it is breaking news, I will put down what I'm doing and we will get to the news in the market. If it's not breaking and nothing big is happening, I am going to continue along my merry way. So the whole idea is workflow. Everybody gets what they want, man. And I hope y'all do good, bro. So get it long term, save that 10% and fucking smile, bro. Enjoy your life, bro. You only get one of them, okay? I don't know why they playing around, dog. So that being said, oh, I got a good one today. I got a good one, man. I really like this. It kind of relates to yesterday, because we talked about something yesterday, and I don't know, I felt it. I could see it. And I think some of y'all, just the way I spoke to you about it, I think it woke you up a little bit. And I hope we could do that again today. So it's very simple, though. Let me start with my intro. My brothers and sisters. Oh, dude. Come as you are. Okay? Do you understand what that means? You don't need to change anything. You will grow. You will become something amazing. God willing, baby. But my friend, come as you are. Do you understand? You don't need to change anything. If you think you need to do this before you could do that, that's cap. Come as you are. Oh my goodness. So let me explain it. I'll read it to you. I read this, bro. I actually read this on my flight back home. I kept seeing these like random Paul quotes on Twitter, believe it or not. And Twitter got me to read my Bible. And I'm like seeing all these Paul quotes. And then I read it. I go to 2nd or 1st Corinthians. And homeboy is talking about marriage. It's actually a crazy chapter, because he's telling you about like getting married, not getting married.
Peace agreement, and I'm glad Iran.
Scary. About not getting married, all these different things, right? And there was a part of it, and he does reference it in relation to like how to operate in marriage and all of that. Oh, but dude, it's just something that was just verbatim. Oh yeah, so let me read it to you. Are you ready? 1 Corinthians 7:17. Concerning change of status. Nevertheless, each person should live as a believer in whatever situation the Lord has assigned to them, just as God has called them. This is the rule I lay down in all of the churches. Was a man already circumcised when he was called? He should not become uncircumcised. Was a man uncircumcised when he was called? He should not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing. Keeping God's commands is what counts. Each person should remain in the situation they were in when God called them. Were you a slave when you were called? Don't let it trouble you. Although if you can gain your freedom, do so. For the one who was a slave when called to faith is the Lord's free person. Similarly, the one who was free when called is Christ's slave. You were bought at a price. Do not become slaves of human beings. Brothers and sisters, each person as responsible to God should remain in the situation they were in when God called them. Oh yeah. See, so if you don't get the context, you know why he's saying that? Because he's explaining all of this stuff. He's talking about marriage, circumcision, all of this stuff. But he's saying, bro, Just because you got called, you don't need to go and come as you are. Y'all think God trying to just change no. It's who you are right now. Everything in life that has made you who you are. The good, the bad, the stuff you're attached to, all of it. Come as you are. Do you understand? You know how many people are like, I got to change this, and then I'll get on the right path. Man, y'all don't feel me. How many people tell me they're going to do 100 things before they get the long term? Bro, it's the same thing. Spiritually, money, school, you name it, bro. Come as you are. The moment it hits your head and you're like, wow, no, that's facts. Okay, I believe that. Wow, this is something I believe in. Wow, my brother, you don't need to do anything but be you and live in that and make it real. Do you understand? Because I'm telling you, you go read that Corinthians, you going to read it, you're going to be like, am I single? Am I married? All of this, what do I got? But he's like, no. Come as you are. The fact that you are in your situation today and it resonated with you, that means you're being called in that situation. You know that? I think God called me as a gambler. I changed some things, but think about it. Y'all keep talking about my language, but God has called me as I am, and I'm going to live in it. Again, I want to be better. I'm going to doubt my efforts, never my aims, but I am who I am as he called me, and I'm going to live in it. So should you. So Chad, this is just the intro, but it's real, bro. It's very important. Because I'm telling you, go read 1 Corinthians 7, and you're going to walk away with maybe a little bit of confusion. But once you realize you are called as you are, that is such a big concept that I truly hope you get. Like, you don't need to change anything. You are going to grow. But remain in this situation you were called in. Do you not get it? Don't be tricked into changing your actions and not your heart. Oh, they don't. Come on. I'll tell you, just do not get tricked into changing your actions and not your heart. Do you get it? How many times you're like, man, I need to change that. I need to change that. You're like, wow, okay. But then we start trying to change all these things, but internally, the root, the foundation, none of it changes. Again, we could forgive this, forgive that, but are you really changing the heart? Are you actually living in what it is, or are you falling for the trap of let me do a bunch of works and see if that gets me? Ta-da. So yeah, I think that's big. I think it's big. So that's the first part. And honestly, we're gonna talk. I guess I'll throw this one in as the intro before I get to the main one, because you're gonna need it. This is just Napoleon Hill, dog. Think and grow rich. Very simple, but it's funny. Everybody knows this, you guys, and I hope I could remind you. For real, the wisdom of the world is real, dog. Like, people know the secrets. You know that. And one of them is your mind. Stop playing. Your mind is very real. And what your mind can create from your emotions, anxiety, lack thereof, motivation, everything, it all starts in your mind. Your thoughts are a thing. It's a real thing. And any thought that you hold with emotion and repetition and belief, my brother, that's going to shape into your reality. Do you understand that? That is true. I don't care what anybody says about it. It's real. Every religion, every text will tell you how important your mind is in magnifying a thought. Again, magnify the Lord. But think about it, man. Every single day you wake up with an idea. It's emotional. Guess what, bro? Emotions are not good for the stock market. They are not. I just said to one of y'all, that's an emotional decision. Don't do that. You need to stop using your emotions to get you in bad situations and use your emotions as the fundamental fuel for a thought and idea that you can emotionally get involved in. Y'all don't feel. I say God is my dad. That's not emotional. That's my father. That's not emotional. Family, love. Think about it. Bro, my thoughts of God give me real emotions. Why do you think my belief is so strong? What do you think is happening to you? Why do you think some people do get a lot of anxiety? I bet you had a real reason to have anxiety. That is facts. And then what ends up happening? We keep thinking about the thought, the thing that scared us, the thing that worried us, and then what do? We magnify it and replay it. And we let the emotions turn into that thought, and then we hold that thought with more emotions, and then it becomes our reality. So yeah, bro, this is big. This is what we've taught from day one. Earl Nightingale. You know it, man. But this is why it's real, bro. I hope you wake up with your goal, your long term. Dude, Chad, you're all gonna buy a house. Amen. Dude, that should be emotional. I don't want you to do dumb emotional shit to get it, because I know if you're on the right path, you're gonna get it. But think about that. When you wake up, I want you to think about your first home. I want you to think about getting everything and having and living the life nobody in your family had. I want you to think, man, that's what I'm working for. I'm expecting something. I am going to be a homeowner. Even when the people tell me no, I'm going to do it. Bro, you hold on to that thought every day with emotion. You're going to bend the world to your will. Do you get it? That's just the reality of it. When you actually believe something and you hold a thought over and over again and you give that thought repetition and emotion, no matter what, your body, your mind, you're going to find a way to get it. So whether it's God, whether it's the word, it doesn't matter. But what is the thought? That's what I'm saying. What's the thought when you wake up? What thought are you repeating that you are holding with heavy emotion? Because my brother, my sister, that is going to be your reality. I have no idea what's going on. We just had a little baby dump here. I don't see anything. I see Medtronic, 33 injuries. Whoa. So there's a MDT, there's a failure with a device. Remember, they popped on the other shit. That's the only thing I see. And then Fed Williams. Nothing else. Just little drop dub. So eyes on it. Amen, baby. Yeah. So yeah, chat. It's gonna be big. This is big though, for what I want to talk about. Because the real topic of today, man, I need you to believe. And belief comes with a lot, dude. Good and bad. But like, you gotta dude, if you're not like driven. And I'm not telling you to get driven off of dumb shit. I'm telling you, you could drive yourself off of anything. You could drive yourself insane based off of the thought that you hold with emotion that you repeat. So think about this. And because I'm going to ask you very soon what you embody. And you better really start thinking about it. Oh, man. See, so here's the deal, though. Today. I love today's topic. That was just all the intro, guys. That was just all the intro. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, man. We talked about this yesterday. I'm going to say it to you another way. But I brought this up. And I need you. Today is an altar call, brother. I need some of y'all to wake up and realize this. Today. Are you ready? I don't care where you came from. I don't care what you look like. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care. I don't care your education. I don't care you're short, you're tall, you got a hairline or not. I don't care if they believed in you or if they doubted you. I don't care if you got big followers, no followers. It don't matter. You belong at the table. If you are a kingdom, a citizen of the kingdom, my brother, you belong at the table. Yes. 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 Some of you don't even believe me when I say it. I'm a little Egyptian boy. You guys don't even play with. They told me my whole life we wouldn't be at the table. God says it's your table. Y'all don't feel me. No, you belong there. Do you understand? Again, we talked about this yesterday and I saw it. I saw some of y'all felt it and some of y'all tagged along. Some of y'all started cheering, but I know what you were really feeling. You're like, yeah, they're like, whoa, but no, that's not facts. It is. You have to believe. This is the belief I'm telling you. Just hear me out. What if all of the messaging they told you and they said you'll never do this, you'll never get that, you're supposed to be this, right? And that's the emotion and thought you repeated every day. What if it was the reverse? Just tell me come on, what would it be if it was the reverse? What if I told you your dad owned the whole earth and you were supposed to inherit it? They just lost you at birth or something. It's yours, bro. Why do you believe that you don't belong? It doesn't make sense. It's yours, and you need to start living in it. So y'all don't feel me. I know you don't. Y'all gonna see. This is what, you know what today is about? It is about you belonging at the table, the kingdom. Again, the churches, the religions, they got organization. They say you got to do this and then we'll appoint you. No. In the kingdom of Christ, we are all seated equally at the table with our Father. That's it. There's no negotiation about it. It is what it is. That's facts. So do you understand what I'm saying? I believe in your citizenship and mine. But this is the deal. It's not, you need to know you belong. And this is the very simple words. I got 2 for you. Stop begging. That's what we're talking about. My brother, you don't need to get on your knees and beg God. You know why? Because as you beg him for things, he's looking at you saying, my brother, it's my son, my child, it's yours already. It already exists. Stop begging. Do you understand? You don't need to beg. Why would you beg God for something you already had? Yeah, I don't have to say anything. Every day you getting on your knees asking him to do what? This whole time he's trying to tell you it's yours already. If you just believed me, if you just actually believed his word, instead of repeating the world's promises and all, read what he said. I have plans of good. He said, ask in my name and it will be given to you. It's already yours. Oh man, I hope you feel me. Do you not get what I'm talking about? This is what I want for all of you. I hope you diligently seek the Lord, because I'm going to tell you, to really get this, you don't get this by going half-ass. I'm going to be real with you, bro. What the concept I'm talking about today, you don't get it by just getting scared and praying. This is why I keep telling y'all, you don't need me, you don't need anybody. You need to lock in on your own and seek the Lord diligently, and you'll get it. I'm talking about authority. The Lord has given you authority, and you have authority. That's why you don't need to beg. You guys need to start living in your authority, living, speaking, and acting with the authority of your Father that you have been given, and actually live in it. You don't need to beg. You don't beg for something you have already been given authority over. Do you understand? Go, multiply. He's given you the authority. You have to use it, though. Again, how do you act and behave if you had the authority? That's why you'll realize your actions aren't matching up with your authority. You're like, well, wait, why? If you could do all that, why are you acting like that? Doesn't make sense. Oh, come on. I'll tell you, you know what's hard about this? You don't get it. Because the reality, I know y'all hear it. I know you see it. I love it. I love this. Because guess what, bro? You know what's going to happen when you get authority? People are going to have a big problem with you. You know that, right? They're going to have a very big problem when you start believing. No? Chad, I've given you the warnings. Told you, man, my God promises persecution, dude. This ain't prosperity gospel. It's really not. Yeah, you will. You have authority. You're at the table. But my brother, I just want to be at his feet. Y'all think I really is not, you just want what? Think it's all about money? It's not. You got to really think about it. So what do you think is going to happen if you believe in your authority and live on it? Bro, have you not noticed it? Even if it's not religious, the moment you start to believe in something and tell somebody, tell me they don't get mad. Go, the first person you were like, hey, bro, I'm going to make this long-term thing and I'm going to become rich off the stock market. You really believed it and told someone. How did they react? Oh, I'm going to marry this girl. How did someone act? Go, anything in their life, go. Every single time. The moment you really believe, people are going to have an issue. Are you ready for that? How many of you are avoiding that? That's what I'm saying. How many of you are being timid? Because guess what? You kind of see it. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. But you want to keep the peace. You don't want to deal, but then this. Come on, bro. Come on. My brother, this is why you must seek the Lord, and you better watch out, because you do have authority, bro, and I believe in it, and y'all need to live in it. And people aren't going to like it, but the reality too, though, when the moment you really believe, bro, and you start speaking authority, the problem for a lot of people, it sounds like pride to most people. You don't believe me? Go look at David. David in the Bible, it sounded prideful. Literally, you went against the Goliath. It sounded prideful. He was speaking on authority. Go look at Joseph. He should have maybe not said everything, but guess what? He said, nah, this is what's going to happen. I know why I'm here. I believe. They sold him off. That's the hard part. You have to deal with the people, and you got to defend against pride. You must stand in your authority and live in it. Truly. Stop begging. But people aren't going to like it. And when you truly believe, you got to find, oh man, this fine line between pride and power. But Chad, this is big. And this is why remember why I was saying beliefs. Do you really believe? Do you guys not get it? You really believe this. You magnify it in your mind. You wake up, oh, you're going to understand what I'm talking about with authority. That's why. It's going to sound like you're crazy. It'll sound like pride. It'll sound like a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I believe. Like we talked about, come as you are, bro. Do you really believe? What do you really believe? What you really believe highlights your actions. It highlights your motivation. How you get up, how you move every single day. Fueled by your beliefs. So Chad, I'm here to tell you that you have authority. And some of y'all, because I felt it yesterday. Some of y'all, you react negatively to that. You hear that you have authority and you don't believe it. Why are you shrinking? My brother, you don't have to shrink to anybody. You don't need to shrink to fit any model. You were made for something bigger and you have the authority. Okay, why do you not realize what happened with Jesus? You guys don't get it? They didn't respect him in his hometown. He grew up as a carpenter. Bro, you don't get why they were tripping out? Not only was this guy saying, I'm the Son of Man, I'm gonna forgive everybody's sins. This guy was walking around, the religious leaders, government officials, you name it, and he was speaking with authority. They were tripping. They're like, they even asked him, they said, on what authority? How can you what? They're like, this guy, he didn't go to school, but he talking like, why does he keep? So think about it. Go. Look at the whole Bible. Authority is key. Don't neglect it. Dude, the demons in the Bible fled on authority. The wind stopped on authority. I'm telling you right now, do you really believe in your Father? Then speak and live in authority, my friend. You know why? Because if you're not speaking through authority, you are begging. That's the reality. I don't get to God on my knees and tell him every day, oh no, I say you're the king. I pray my will aligns with his. Take care of me as you've taken care of all the flowers and everything. But that's what it is. How does God exalt authority? Think about it. My brother, your authority isn't you. Why do they say in Jesus' name? In Jesus' name. It's the authority through the Father, bro. Can't get to the Father without the Son. That's what it is. Your authority ain't you. So I'm saying it's not your pride. We're all nothing. We're weak. We're shit. All you have is the God and the authority. If we are going to made righteous in anything, it's him dying on the cross, not anything we did or will do. But do you see it? That's why in Jesus' name, guess that's using authority. Oh, so Chad, do you get it? Do you see why I care about this? Like, for real. And I know we had a talk yesterday. And amen, bro. But that's why I'm saying, I know some of y'all, bro, for real, I need you to seek the Lord. I want you to gain the wisdom without me, without anybody. And I want to see it. It's going to be beautiful. But I know some of y'all, bro, this is a hard thing to do. Because you have to go against people. You got to go against all the questions. And then you got to believe in yourself and God. But I know some of you do not believe this. That's cap. I can't stand it. You can't either, bro. That's fine. Be a failure, not live up to your potential. Nicole, I'm not going to have people who have authority and shrink. I don't do that. Do you understand? Be anything except for that. I don't care. Go ahead, do whatever you want. But do you understand how offensive that is? To both everybody, yourself, your future, and God. God made you a king. And you over here walking around as if you need permission? As if you are not capable? God looks at you and sees the glory in the king. I do too. I believe it. But my brother, it doesn't matter what, because that's real. It's already written. But you have to stand on it. That's an exercise and a skill in and of itself. Learning how to recognize the authority and then learning how to stand on it. So let's go, baby. But I don't know who this is for, but if you had that little thing telling you, no, you don't belong at the table, that you're just going to be like everybody else in your family, or it's good. No, I don't believe it. You know why? Because if I did, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I would be like everybody in my family. I would be in a different place. I would have listened to what everybody told me. I thank God I didn't. And same for you. But you need to believe your authority. Do you understand? I know it's good to have it. It's good to know it. And you could have all this. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like a concealed carry. I need you to know you have it. Stop walking around like it's not there. Stop walking around like you don't belong. God is going to do amazing things, and I think he's going to use all of you. How he's going to use you if you don't stand on the authority? How? I keep giving him stuff. You don't believe me. Imagine. How many things is God just throwing down from heaven? And you're like, nah, I don't believe it. I don't think so. No. My brother, you haven't been taken out yet. Why? Think about it. There's more. There's more. I'm telling you, bro. I still gotta learn this. We all do. But you will spend so much time in life just trying to get you to that God wants us to know this. Because like I'm telling you, bro, it's difficult. And then people, when they see authority, they trip out. Everybody hates authority. And then if you see authority that's not law enforcement, you're like, ego. It's a wild concept. But that's what's power. On the authority, he created the heavens and the earth. His authority. It was authority that put him on the cross. If you really think about it. Authority, that's everything. Authority over death in life. My brother, that's what we're talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? I really believe. I get it. I should sound insane. I should sound insane to anybody who don't believe. If you don't understand the citizenship and the sovereignty and the authority that I'm talking about, it should sound insane. But if you know what I'm talking about, my brother, you have the same authority. It's crazy, bro. It is. And that's what I've been telling y'all, man. All of you have access to this. That's what I'm saying, bro. Amen. I think what God has done, and I think some of y'all, bro, praise God. And I hope, I know it's going to happen. But I know you have to learn this. My brother, Daniel, David, all the people, they had to learn this. If God uses the stone that the builders rejected, my brother, you're going to learn you need to stand in that authority. Do you understand? All of it. You have to learn. Learn to recognize it, learn to live in it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. And that's it. That's what I was telling you earlier. The mind and all of it. The final thing I'll tell you with it, embody it. All of God. We were already talking Christ consciousness. But this is where I'm saying, man, what do you really believe, you guys? That's why I'm saying some of y'all, I think you believe what I believe. I don't sound crazy to you. I think you get it. Some of you, I think I trip you out. I get it. But dude, what do you really believe? Because that's what I'm saying, how you react to it. And then you could be playing this game, oh yeah, I vibe, I this, that. Is it real? Are you wearing a mask or are you actually becoming that character? That's the question. Are you the real character, and is the real character of God developing, creating, and building, or are you just wearing a mask? Are you the mask wearer or are you the creator? You know, this is important. Tell me this don't sound familiar. Put on the character of Christ. That's what he's saying. You need to act like God. Act like Jesus. You're not, bro, you're not perfect. You never will be. You can't walk on water. You're probably not going to heal anybody. That's fine. But do you understand? The character. Put it on. Really believe it. The authority. Or are you just walking around with this mask and words and, yeah, these are my thoughts and ideas, but if push ever came to shove, I don't really believe it. Oh, it's all nice when everything's fine, but if push came to shove, I don't really believe it and I'm actually really scared. Why? Do you get it? Put on the character of Christ. Read the script. You already know the story. It's like acting. It's learning the script. Count the cost. Let go of yourself, become the character. It's all embodiment. It's all about thinking with emotion. That's what they do. Imagine you want to become an actor, become a character, you study it. Think how they think. Emotional. It's all the same, bro. That's why I know it. The Christ consciousness. You could call on God like Jesus did. He said, my Father, why have you forsaken me? How many times have we all said that? But do you get what I'm saying? But you say it, and some people, they're like, nah, I'm just saying words. But some of you could say that and say, I'm talking to my dad. Oh, man. So, Chad, whatever it may be, you have authority. It's time to stand in it. Do anything, but don't beg. God has already ordained and given you the land and many other things. He never said, I will put my people to beg. You know that? Go read Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, the book of Enoch. Go. Never seen a righteous man suffer. That's what it says. He'll go through bad times. A righteous man will fall. He'll get right back up. Do you understand? There's no stories and promises that say, nah, you're going to be called, but nah, the world was right. No. So, Chad, stand in your authority. Let's go. Every day, I hope you wake up and really believe that and understand where it comes from. That's why you need to get involved. You need to seek the Lord. That's why it's hard to stand in authority, because the moment you're going to stand on authority, it's going to sound like pride. And someone's going to challenge you. And if you are not in tune with your Father, you're going to go backwards. Do you see it? That's why it doesn't, bro, go tell me whatever I want. Go say whatever you want about me. My brother, your words, I'm going to God. What does his word say? No, this is every day I'm with him. Every single day, every little thought, every little thing in the world that can now excite, I'm even praise God. You can't throw me into doubt when I'm with the Father. And my brother, that goes for all of you. Do you see it? I hope you do. That's why I keep advertising it. You guys haven't realized I'm trying to give you the secret. The secret, I don't have anything special. I don't. Nothing. All of what I have, you could have. This level, you think I have confidence? You think I have pride? Bro, you could have what I'm telling you, this peace. It's all available. You're my brother, you're my sister. It's the same thing. Welcome to the family. But yeah, bro. So, Chad, stay in tune, bro. Seek the Lord. And I look forward to this. I want you to stand in your authority. I think some of y'all, again, it sucks when we have to go through life. It's bittersweet because we're like, oh, it taught us a lot. I want you to see these things and get the good experiences and things you're working for. But you gotta learn this as soon as possible. When it's your authority, you need to stand. You need to learn to form your thoughts, really believe in it, and stand in it. And above all else, man, put God first, because what good is the whole world if you lose your soul? So, Chad, take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on that video. Here on mobile, press hot chat, X out the chat, hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the nightly watch list in my channel. Oh, shout out Jerry, baby. What's up? Yo, you give me some SGDs? Oh, man. God bless you, bro. Thank you. Shout out to Chad, baby. Stand in authority. Amen. Amen. You got FDA news on Nova Plus. What is this? Pfizer? Dogs to tell? I don't know what that is. Oh, man.
All right, guys, listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Hello, how you doing? I'm that motherfucking guy. Had a call, I had a put. Now I'm Marty McFly. NQ/ES, get my pronouns right. If I'm throwing hands up and his finger to the sky, throw me in the fire, then I'm coming out alive. Boy, I've been here for a while. I don't need to tell you 5 years running. How the hell I hated, not inspired. Yeah, they headed for the Insta, but I do it for the life. Put it on my life. I don't think twice. Instinct on beast. Had to learn it to survive. If you think
I'm cheap, you ain't give the right price. I would never love a lifestyle more than I love my life. Always been a boss, I don't never need a break. Always been on stars, you could put me with the grace. Big man, milk can, we could talk about the race. Zotan to my rag, got it all in one place. All in one take, I don't want the bait. Shout out to my nephew, man, he got my heart to stay. Shout out to my mama, she know I'ma keep the faith. And don't forget about my girl, so pretty like her face. Why they mad at me, talking about they fallacies? My life is fantastic, yours is just a fantasy. Head trick with the assets, I ended up with equity. Ain't fucking with you fascists, the ownership is set me free. And God too, don't forget how God move. Only need a little bit, that's the way that God prove. Fuck you ain't feeling it. Shake the dust from my shoes, living in this silhouette. It's hard for me to act rude. I am that dude, put him in a bad mood. Only time you see me out is if I'm buying bedrooms. I don't really stress, dude. Tell me what they get you. Like I'm eating now, I'm just trying to get the chat food.
Stop acting like you know me, homie, you ain't got the vibe. Capping for reactions, cause a demon need a rise. What's a lying to a sheep is how easy to find the pride. Be careful the things you thinking you speaking of what's inside.
Money, 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 I don't give a fuck about it. 2020, homie, already had the bag without it. Hate or love it, you ain't even know the half about me. But I take a half and double that, I keep it 100, homie. On the minor P, it sound like money make them all involved. Don't see it, but they feel it, that's what happened when the landed hard. Sleeping while we eating, I don't know who should be more apart. Money is a servant, more worthless when treated as a god.
Sleeping while we eating, I don't know who should be more apart. Chatadonia. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. All right, man, we did it. We out here, Chad. New high, close to new all times. Iran's Joint Military Command warns Israel and U.S. to learn from its crushing blows in Israel and U.S. base in Qatar, state media. It's so funny, bro. Like, in the Middle East, they're, like, celebrating it. And then here, we're just, like, talking shit. I gotta love it, bro. Gotta love it. So, Chad, the market just melting up, bro. We've got any of the big news pops, I'm pretty sure we've hit, like, early. So, other than that, again, you had the Abbott and a couple of others. What was that other one? I hit a 1,500%er today. Which one was that? AMBA. Yeah, that one's still up 700%. Crazy. But that was good. So other than that, yeah, that was the first rap song that mentioned Nick Timmerhouse ever in history. I don't think any other rap song mentions Nick Timmerhouse. It's amazing. And Zoltan, everybody. It's a good song. I like that song. Bro, he said NQ/ES. You get my pronouns right. That's the hardest bar that nobody really recognized. That's the craziest bar ever created. NQ/ES. Get my pronouns right. It's amazing. It's amazing. Why'd my E-Trade cut off? ED on the low. Everything. Core circles dumping, but the premiums won't go up on the circles. And then SPY to the high. I can't believe it, bro. And then dude, LT is such a little gambler, bro. I'm like telling LT, I'm like, can you get me the numbers? I need like a real final number. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm telling him how I'm planning it. And then because again, I do think the market is going to do very good in July because of seasonality. But then he's just like, we could push the closing. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to like time it, bro. I'm like, bro, just give me the fucking amount so I can decide what I'm gonna hold. He's like, we could push the closing and then you can say we could wait and then let it keep going. I'm like, no, man, I'm just trying to get the amount. So right now we are quoted. He's telling me it's most likely gonna be about 170 to 180, but he's still telling me factor 200,000 as the total, but technically it should be about 160 to 170. So that's where we're at now. But like, I guess do you have any off topics? Because I'm gonna give you off topics now. I'm just gonna explain a little bit of this, and then look, we hit 260, bro. Today's a very big day. You even got a month deposit on the big account, but. Where is it? So pretty much I did all of the math, like taxes. So pretty much here are my two options. We're going to sell everything. I'm even going to sell Airbnb because we actually need the loss. because that's what I calculated it today. Unfortunately, I don't have enough losses. So that's kind of like bittersweet. But essentially, like all these, like Pfizer, I like these names, but if I want to take profit and utilize the taxes, then I will probably sell these. And then they generate a lot of money. You got to think Pfizer and Airbnb alone, that's going to get me $25K, right? But here's the deal. So I calculated it all. Essentially, we would sell everything except for MO, Abivai, JP Morgan, Meta, and Netflix. Those are my 5 top contenders. And then sell everything. But now here's the deal. If I sold all of those and left these 5, we still might need about $30,000 to $50,000. Okay? So think about it. We could either get away if all works well, I don't have to touch those 5 names, sell everything else, boom, we get a property. Otherwise, if I do need to get the money, there's 2 options now. We either sell all of the JP Morgan, all of the Meta, all of the Netflix, and then keep the Abivai and MO, because these are a big gain, and then that way the taxes would still be low. But then all we would be left with would be Abivai and MO. Okay? So that's option 1. And then option 2, we sell everything except those 5, and then we cut MO in half, cut Abivai in half, cut Uber in half, or we're selling Uber, or I think, no, we would cut Uber, we keep Uber, cut it in half, JP Morgan in half, Meta in half, Netflix in half. So then we'd keep all 5 names, but it would be half of their sizes, and then that would get me to the goal. The only problem with that strategy, you would have a higher tax liability. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So those are my options. I don't even know the amount. Like I'm saying, I'm factoring 180 to 200. The account is going up in real time. So, and that's what's good, because literally a month ago when I did I think when I saw the property, the long term was $15,000 cheaper. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah, we'd start over. Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people are like, I know you guys want to watch it, but we're not touching the small account. Remember, I made this because you guys were rich. So if you don't know the OG long term, I started YouTube and then I'm streaming, and then they're like, yo, you're just a rich dude, fuck you, it's too late, we hate you, right? And then I'm like, no guys, like you could all become millionaires, it's not too late. And they're like, yeah, right, scammer, I hate you. And then I'm like, okay, so watch. And that's why I was like, how do you think I sit down every day at home and I could do whatever I want? Long-term investing, right? So what I did is I created this account. We put $500, and then we did $200 a month. And then we raised it to $300 a month. This account has not been touched. And now it's just under $30,000. We're depositing $300 a month. So here's the deal. After about 4 or 5 months of this account, the YouTube started complaining. First, it was like, start with a small amount of money. We hate you. It's too late. We hate you. Late stage capitalism. We hate you, right? And then 4 or 5 months later, they're like, oh, it's too small. Give us more money. Oh, no, now it has to be bigger. No. What are you going to do with $300 a month? I hate you. Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck me. So then I did the same account, just 10 times bigger. And so I did the same exact thing here 6 months later, but 10 times the amount. And that's what we have now. And that's why I'm saying, I was telling you guys at the beginning of the year, I always, in my real life, anytime my accounts get big enough for a house, that's how I'm thinking. Always. That's how I became as rich as I am. I mean, no exaggeration. It's a very good strategy, and it's very safe, and it's very big money. It allows a lot of leverage in a safe manner. Dave Ramsey may not approve, but yeah, not so bad. So other than that, the good part about it is that, you get to really grow and increase your net worth and value. That's what I want you guys to do. And that's what I'm saying. You could literally, there is a realistic plan to making millions of dollars in 5, 10, 15 years. maybe sooner, maybe later, but long term. And this is how I would go about doing it. So that's why I don't feel bad selling this one. And I think it'll show all of you who are ready to buy a house, you'll see what we're going to do with it, and it'll teach you. But yeah, for like the small guys and the newbies, the same original account, I don't need to sell this one. So I'm only buying a property from this account alone. I'm not touching my trading account. I'm not touching anything. This is all just from the long term. So that's why if I turn it into even a compound, at least it was 5 years of long-term saving. But yeah, it's just straight long-term shit. Besant, where is he? Is he at the NATO thing? What the fuck is this? Yeah, I see Besant. We're on track for a vote, hopefully Friday. We can finish with trade deals after the July 4th tax bill. Trump is doing deals and trade deals. Well, that's the saying. In like most normal situations, if you guys were going to sell your long term to buy a house, you would either be buying a house that would be the same payment as your rent. So then that way you're doing something similar, or you would buy a house already rented. In this case, I'm either going to turn into a rental, I'm either going to flip it, or we're just going to have fun with it for a couple of months, and then I'm going to flip it. Because you guys always wanted a cult compound, and now we're going to have one. And then now anybody who looked at me wrong, anybody who talks shit about the compound, y'all get to watch from your home, and y'all never coming. Okay, but that way, and then we'll figure out the monetization. But like I'm saying, my worst case scenario, I think if all plans fail, I could sell the property I'm buying and make $200,000. And that I would just parcel it off. It's already parceled off there's already 3 APNs, and I would just sell them individually. And I think that would bring me in $500,000. So $250 or $200 initial investment, and then $250, $300 profit. So that's my worst case scenario. And then the mortgage, that usually typical scenario, you're going to rent that out and want it to be there. It's going to be in Southern California. It's a very beautiful area. You guys are going to be shocked. I'm shocked. I've been telling you guys that the Lord will provide, right? I know you've heard me say that. So I think he did provide, God willing, but I think it's there. And I think you guys are going to be surprised. I think you will be shocked, actually. It's a beautiful, everything about it is God is good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is good. It has a view. It has all the things that I like. Everything, bro. Everything. You'll see it, bro. You found it? Well, if you post it before I post it, that's a good way to never come. But yeah, I don't care about it, though. Like, I am eventually, I got to learn from the years of experience, so I'm already assuming people are going to be weird and are going to try to ruin it. So I'm going to show up randomly, but I'm genuinely, if I do use it as a cult compound, I'm going to give it to the community. I'm not going to even show up there. So you guys are probably not even going to see me there. Maybe I should tell you that now, Like, if you really, you could ask the guys at Cult Real Estate. I'm not going to show up. Okay, I have certain obligations and certain plans, but that's why I like this, because I want a ranch and I want something big and nice, but I don't have to live there. So thank God. But yeah, so it'll just be there, bro. That's why. And I don't know, we're gonna ease into it. We're not gonna do anything right away, but yeah, it's for the movement, baby. Amen. Yeah, but at least we'll have it. It will literally be, we're going to inch where I go slow. I'm patient. Some of you have watched me for 5 years talk about this. Some of you have doubted. Some of you have contributed hate and love and many other things, but we're going to go very slow. We're going to go at Josh pace. And, if it took us 5 years to save to get here, I could only imagine what else. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited, though, bro. Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. How about giving it to the vets? I've already done other things for the vets that are better than this. So my stuff for the vets, I donate. and I don't tell you guys because I want my reward in heaven, but I wouldn't give them, like, I wouldn't use the long term to do a charity. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of this is for the cult in the community. You've watched the YouTube, you've watched the long term, and I do genuinely want you guys to have a model of how to turn a long term into a property. And I want you to see it done in real life so that you are motivated and that you take this step too. Don't even use an agent. I don't want to make $1 off of it. I don't give a fuck about making money. I care about changing the world. I want you guys to all become homeowners. I want us to all own land, and I want everybody to grow and have that security. And if you already faithfully grew and saved and did that with your long term, this is how you do it in the right way for the next step. So that's why I'm doing this. Anything else? I would do it like we're doing this for YouTube to document, because I want you to see this. This isn't for any other purpose. It's turning the long term to a house. Y'all watched the YouTube from day one. We've talked compounds and many other things. And now it all comes full circle from being able to use the long term to now seeing this type of property. And then we'll see what happens. We either rent it, flip it, have fun with it. But end of the day, the main concept, save, get a long term, turn it to a property, baby. Woo! Josh knows a nice crash is coming. No, you guys are just trying to assume what's in my head. This is what I've always done. I bought many houses, and I did it, I did it with Bitcoin. You guys watched me turn 50,000 or 20 something into $500,000, and I did the same thing. I put it into property, and that's why. So you don't need to rack your mind about it. If I think there's a crash, I'll tell you. I don't need to be like fucking cryptic about it. I just think it's a good idea. And like I said, I have an opportunity to get conservatively $200,000 of profit in a property that I think I have utility for. So, yeah, baby, it's gonna be fun. I am too. Yeah, God willing, man. Let him provide, bro. Let him provide. So yeah, that's what you all should do. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to don't look at your long term trying to time the market. You should be thinking about how to grow your assets, right? We have a plan for our whole lives. We want to become owners. We want to increase our worth. So that you don't need to worry about the world, but you need to worry about what you can control. And that's why I'm saying you need to build your long term. That's why when everything was up, we were buying value. We focused on what we had at our disposal. And this is just all part of that. That's why once you always shop, you find a good deal. I've been telling you from the beginning of the year, do not rush, right? I'm not rushing this. You guys remember I saw like 4 other properties before this. This is slow. I first saw this property almost a month ago. Now that I think about it, so you don't need to rush it. Go slow. But if there is a good deal, I don't care what's happening in the market. You have a good deal, you act on it, you jump on it. That's why you have your long term. Because I'm telling you, all of you who saved and grew your assets, if you stumble across 20, 30, 40% off on $1 million, $2 million, why? Think about what we're talking about. We're not talking about the economy. We're not talking about the yield curve. We're not talking about Donald Trump. We're saying they want to give you a $100 bill for $50. Do you have $50? Go buy it, and there you go. Ta-da! Why buy assets with money when your money could make you more in the market? Very good question, because we are going to be leveraging it in a way that the stock market will not allow you to do. Very simply. So I'm going to make more money on a smaller asset than everything else in the stock market. So let's say I put down, like I'm telling you, I think conservatively I could make $200,000 off of this deal, right? So the account right now is $200,260. So I'm going to take out $200,000 to put the down payment. If I make $200,000, I just doubled my money. I just turned 200 into 400, right? But now think about that. If I kept it in the stocks at the same amount, for me to make $200,000, I would need to go up 100% from where it's at now, or just under that. That's way harder to do than making 10%. You get what I'm saying? It's easier. I can make 200 grand on 10% of 2 million rather than trying to make 100% on 200K. Ta-da! That's what I did with the Bitcoin. You see, even then, I made more on that real estate deal than holding all the Bitcoin. So even to this day, Bitcoin was like 67,000 when I sold, and now it's at 100. But even if I kept it all, I would have made more money doing the deal that I did 3-4 years ago. If you're renting, how much extra do you need? Well, you got to factor that in. That's what I'm saying. If this was an investment property and you guys were buying a property that you wanted to rent, ideally you would want to try to buy a property already rented, or you would want like 3 months of reserves to find a renter. It takes, I would assume, 3 months worst case. That's just being conservative. And that's what you guys got to do in real estate, bro. There's a lot of like actual cost, and then you have to make assumptions. Like even what I'm doing with the loan, like LT's telling me it's like 160 to 170, but then we're planning for 200. You get what I'm saying? So same thing with the rent stuff. Like it usually takes like a month and a half to fill a property, but you should really have 3 months ready to go and really assume worst case scenario. Think what's worst case, what's best case, and then go from there. A loan officer, we do. We have a lot of loan officers in here, and then I have a couple of lenders, depending on the state, who will loan with the long term. So you could email tradingfraternity@gmail.com. No, the 160, 170 is the down payment and like fees, the cost to get the keys. So I think it's going to be about 200. That's what we're assuming worst case scenario. Best case, we walk away with less money down, which I like. That's because then I could keep that money in the long term. So anything I don't use is going to stay in the long term. Philo is already over. We are at off topics right now. And then, yeah, it's only 11:15 though. So we got about 45 minutes till power hour. What can you get at 50K? You could get 10% down, $500,000, or if you got like a job and like good background, you could probably you could easily go like 500 to like 600, or you could go less and get like a cheaper multi-unit for like 300 in a different place and be a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, you definitely could buy a property with 50K, or like you could definitely start making the moves. You're probably just gonna want to avoid stuff that needs a lot of work. That's the thing that sucks. You guys got to realize, like, that's what I keep telling you about this property. I keep having all these ideas, and then LT's like, it costs money, because even then, when some of you guys, if you want to do these and you only got like 50K, and then 40K is going to go to the down payment, dude, 10K that's not enough for repairs. So if you're going to be using most of the down payment, you're going to want a turnkey property, or you're going to want something that isn't going to require a lot of out of pocket, because it may not be feasible, or might require more liquidity, and sometimes to like stretch yourself like that may not be worth it. I don't think I'm paying a PMI. No, I gotta see. I don't have the full loan terms yet. So this is all just like, we're qualified and everything, but I'll find out as we like get everything settled. But I don't think, because we are gonna split it up between properties. Because again, it's a massive plot. So we're gonna split out the loan on separate properties that contain, because it's 3 properties that make up a giant one. determine best states? Well, usually where you, like, around where you go, you know the good areas, but anywhere that has a good jobs market, anywhere like the big cities and just location. Most good locations, there's a couple locations that, like, pop off, like Austin in the last 5 years, but most good locations, everybody kind of already knows. In every state, every city, there's always a nice place. So, but location is key. How many acres? All of them. It's all of them. It's the best acreage, I'll tell you. I've never even seen acreage like it. Probably the best ranch, the biggest ranch. A barbecue might get jealous. That's how good this ranch is. So yeah, it's a good one. GE Healthcare approval enables clinicians to use Vizimol to monitor, what is this, GEHC? Yeah, GE, yeah, they're going up on that. Look, FDA approved GE Healthcare PET imaging for beta amyloid. Dude, for Alzheimer's? Oh shit. No way. I don't know much about this one, but Alzheimer's market goes crazy. I'd keep eyes on that one. Spell Alzheimer's. So you buy a home that someone's renting? Yeah. That's usually, like, I've done that many times. And like I said, to Chad the other day, he was looking for a property and he was asking me this. And I was like, dude, if all you want is a rental to just, like, put your money in that and then hold a rental, try to find one already rented. But yeah, you could buy someone's rental. So people will sell properties that are already rented, and then you just take over the property and then you collect the renter checks. Same renter. When I bought, like, a lot of my Ohio houses, they all came with renters. And then I had some that are still the original renters, and then some of them left. So, but yeah, that way the deal's already done. So you could buy a house, know the down payment, put down everything, and then you know what the mortgage will be, how much it brings in. That's it. Your only bad outcome is if you have to have any major repairs. I mean, I haven't found any cash flow positive ones in a while. So that a couple years ago, yeah. And depending on the property or like how, like, the portfolio sales, I have seen those cash flow. But other than that, it really does depend. But generally, there's way less cash flowing that are there. They're selling usually because they're old. That's usually what most of them are. They sell because they're older and they don't want to deal with it, or the kids don't want to deal with it. And then they think it's time to move on, or they're really political and they think Donald Trump or the Democrats are going to destroy everything. So they take profits and then they'll sell you their house. So yeah, there's a lot of ways. Selecting a good tenant. I don't do that anymore. It's too much liability, because then people are gonna, they already call me racist for randomly on YouTube, even though I'm a fucking immigrant. But other than that, it's too much liability. You hire a renter manager, let them do it if you're in a liberal state. Otherwise, credit, high down payment, or security deposit, people with a W-2, consistent 2 years employment history, just a high standard. All you got to do. Cash flow, yeah, it'll be difficult. Maybe, I don't know. So the realistic answer, maybe find a property that you would be comfortable losing $200 a month on. You see, because if you can't find anything that cash flows and you need an area and you're like, I want this house, rates are really high right now. So if you can find a high quality property that's close to cash flow, think you might take a $2,000 loss on the year. But if that turns around, or if there's a way to raise rents, lower the payment, all that other stuff, it might be worth it. Or if the location's good enough, I would buy the equity, lose on the cash flow. It just all, again, it all depends on your goal and strategy, but there's ways around it. But you have to figure out what you truly want. So, but that doesn't have to be your deal breaker, as crazy as that sounds. Just because it doesn't cash flow doesn't mean it's not viable, but you have to really know what your defined objective is with the property. Or seller finance, dude, and take over. That's what I've noticed. So any of you guys with these rentals, if it already is rented and it doesn't cash flow, ask the owner if they will seller finance at 5%. Because then that way you could cut the interest in half, and that might get you to cash flow. Everybody wins. And dude, they all are willing to do it. In the last 2-3 months, every property this year, actually, this last 6 months, I've had 80% of them have been willing to offer seller financing for some odd reason, which is amazing. But a lot of them, they had a lot of equity and they bought it back in the day, or they bought it 5 years ago at a very low interest rate. But that's like the trick right now that could really, really help you out. Because like I'm saying, if they seller finance and they carry a portion of the loan or all of it at 4% now, you're still paying interest, but that just cut the payment in half. Now we're cash flowing. Now we're break even at minimum. So yeah, it's very, very good. That duplex. If you could get her to carry, it's good, but I think $1 million is kinda, I have to see the property. I have to see it, because at $1 million, if it's not that bad of condition and inspection is good, that might be a deal. But if it really needs a lot of work, like full teardown, $1 million's too much. Remember, I sent it in the email. Dude, all the other comps at like 1.3 to 1.5 are really nice. So I like the area. I like the property. I like that it's off market. I like seller finance. There's a lot of good things in your favor. But the comps that are all at the higher end, they're beautiful. They're like really, they're all turnkey. And we're talking what, 3,000-4,000 square feet, multiple units. You're going to have, or 2,000? 2,000 is not as bad, but if it's in the 3,500, bro, that's a lot of money. So I would say it would have maybe like 900 flat or lower even. It just all really depends on pure condition and inspection. But if it's better than I'm thinking, and it seems a little better, then you go, I think $1 million flat. Maybe have them pay the $50K for any closing. But then again, if they carry the loan, that's going to do a lot. But guess what? Even if they carry the loan, that property, you got to fix it up. You're not renting it. You're not going to cash flow on it until you spend 6 months or whatever and then get it all ready to go. They have a mortgage, yeah, they have to pay it off. Or if the mortgage is substantially lower, because then you can pretty much pay off their mortgage with a loan and then finance the rest through them and just owe them. But then again, it all depends on their equity and what they're willing to do. Yeah, man, this is the education, bro. It's how you do it, though. It's good. That's why I'm saying I hope all of you get a long term, save your 10%, and I hope you turn it to the crib. And you'll see, bro, it's a lot of fun, man. At the end of the day, man, there's a realistic pathway to work your way to millions, and then guess what? You sell the property, get your profits, you put it right back into stocks. So I hope they feel me. Wholesale is when you get some, it's like an option contract. Someone agrees to sell a house, and then on paper they agree, and then you sell it to someone else. You sell them the right to buy the house. Bid is 125. How long? 125 is not bad. That takes you to like what, 1.2? But then again, now you're only like what, 0.5? Or you're only like 100K? So that's, you see what I'm saying? You spend 125, because I'm thinking 1.3. There was one comp at 1.3 and then one at 1.5. Both were similar, but they were very nice. So but I like I'm saying, it's off market. You're getting a decent deal. It's just the condition, and then you're gonna save too. But see, because if you could get that with like a below $1 million, I think you're in business. You see what I'm saying? That extra 100K, 50K, that could be the game changer. Or if it's light work, and see if you could get another quote. Because again, I remember you were there. Holy shit. You went to Menlo. You went to my house. You got to see it. Remember, my first quote, someone quoted me 170, 150. I got it done for 30. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, so maybe get another quote, because that could be the game changer too. Fuck negotiating price. If it doesn't need that much work and we could really get it to comp for 50K, now you're in business. So, like I said, keep looking into it. I'd explore. I'd just be diligent. Don't get emotional. But you got a deal now. Worst case, wholesale it. Or again, list it for him since you are an agent. How to get out the manual labor job. Long-term and property. That I'm telling you. And then if you really want to speed it up, weekends or anytime you got an hour, just try to put up a sign, call people, or again, maybe we get a phone job. Let me see if LT will get you some leads, but like pursue the side real estate on the side while you're doing that. And then again, at the very least, if you are hunting for deals at this rate, like we've seen, it's about 3-4 years of the long term. That should be enough to get generally everybody a down payment at minimum. That's why I've been so hyped about it. Because like I'm saying, at minimum, to even the small cult sister, we're talking $200 a month after 3 to 4 years across every account. That will get you a down payment to something in Ohio, Tennessee, anywhere. Like, again, I'm not being as ambitious. I'm not saying $1 million property, the American dream, you buy your dream home and you live happily ever after. No, I'm talking like just entry game real estate, but now we're in business. Now we're pushing 6 figures, $1 million of assets. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like, that is really the plan. But I'm telling you, people have always asked me, if I lost everything and started over, I would go get a job with good benefits, and then every minute I wasn't working to generate my initial income, I would just be calling houses and knocking doors. I would try to get a real estate deal. Because you pull off your first one, that's going to be your first 50K to 6 figures or more, God willing, and that's going to open up doors for the next one and the next one. Okay, GEHC, like I told you guys, there was an Alzheimer's drug. I didn't play it, but I like the news, so keep your eyes out for that. Yeah, put them out, or just, and even then, talk to your friends, talk to people you know. Most people's first deal just come from random people like they just know and talk to. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. How much margin on a wholesale deal? Like 3 to 5. It just depends on what it is. And like most of the time, if I'm wholesaling a deal, I just want to get out. Because if I'm wholesaling, I know that I don't want the property. So I'm just trying to monetize and get paid off of something I wasn't going to do anyways. I just know it's valuable and worth it, and then we have access to it. So, but I don't get greedy. I'm telling you, you want to be a good wholesaler, don't get greedy. And if you don't get greedy, you're gonna get the best buyer list out there, and life is easy. That's what I'm saying. LT, bro, LT is a master wholesaler. You guys know that? Because that's what he does. He takes a lot of deals, but then he will go and he'll go and flip a bunch of them, bro. Just if he don't want it, he'll wholesale it. So that's what you do. Because as long as you're not greedy, you could build up good connects. You could work your way in, and then you're just you're getting margin and money off of stuff without putting investment, and you wouldn't have done it anyways. So that's kind of how I look about it. So I'm not really, it just all depends on the deal, but I don't think like margin or maximize it, because like I'm saying, the deal I have now, if I don't want it, I'll just go wholesale it, go make 10K, 15K, 200 grand of equity. I mean, I wasn't going to do anything with it. So yeah, that's it. You find a buyer. That's it. All you do is it's easy if you know a bunch of people who buy real estate, and then once you build, like I'm saying, that buyer list. But all you do is you go to an investor and say, hey, I have this property at this price. Do you want it? It's worth this. Yeah, I have it under contract. You could take it now. Give me 10K. Give me 15K. Give me 5K. Buy me dinner. Take me here. Give me this. Is whatever you want. So yeah. The world is yours. You find a good deal, you call me. You sell it to me. I'll buy it from you. See, you all know me. I'll pay you, but it has to be a good deal. And I'll tell you if it's a good deal. And I'll say what you could get for it. And I'll tell you either give it to me or I'll be like, you could get way richer off of someone not me. Sell it to someone else. Yeah, that's the beauty. And then GEHC still going. Sell off to buy mortgage or second home. Well, what's your mortgage rate at? If your mortgage rate's not high, I wouldn't do it. I would keep the company options as long as she works there. Because again, you make sure as she puts in her work and enriches them, you guys should get enriched as well. But if you're going to buy the second house, don't do it. Don't sell the stock until you guys have fully decided and found the home. Like I'm showing you guys. Think about it. This was what made me really want to sell the long term, to show you guys and to buy a property. This part would piss me off, bro. Because everybody kept making this mistake. You don't sell until you have made your decision. Until you are in escrow. So like I'm saying, if you really want to buy a second home, I would, again, you better meet the other criteria before selling those stock options. But don't you dare sell them and then spend 4 months looking for a property. That's foolish. You want to find the property. We'll sit down with you and your wife. Decide what you really want. Have a concrete plan. Where, how, who, what, when, where, why, all of that. And then once it's decided, even get qualified. Go talk to lenders. Make sure you could actually execute it and that it's all going to work. And then once you have that, once you find the property, have offered and are in escrow, then you sell the company stock to go and buy it. Up until then, you don't touch the stock. And that is what I'm trying to show you guys, because even then, I've been hunting for the property. I saw the property a month ago. I just accepted the counter offer yesterday. I haven't sold my long term. You guys, that helped me out a lot. So again, if I sold the long term right when I saw the property, I would have had like 240, 230. If I sold it right when we were like, okay, offer, I would have had 240. Now we got 260. So sometimes it could go lower as well. But the whole point is you don't move until we need the bridge. You get that's what I called it last time. You are going from one asset to the other. We don't want there to be a big gap. So the constant motion, get the money always moving, just like the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're trying to move into that. You don't want there to be a big gap. I want that gap tight so that right as you're in escrow, ready to move in the house, we move out of here, you're only going to have a little gap of the money not working. But then that way it will be good to go. So like I'm saying, if the mortgage rate is low, I wouldn't sell stock to pay off. That wouldn't be a good idea, because right now everybody wants a low mortgage rate. I keep it and then keep the stock. You'll probably be better off. Not a recommendation. But other than that, if it is and you find a property and you're like, no, we want another one, you sell the stock once you find the property and are in escrow. So I'm showing you guys now, but yeah, it's very, very good. With Temecula, you like Temecula, so you kept bringing that one up. We've talked about Temecula a lot. I like Temecula, Marietta, Menifee, even Hemet. So Inland Empire, like the Southern Inland Empire. But the thing about it, I bought a lot of Temecula back in the day. I own a lot of Temecula and Marietta. I like it, but I don't think I'm a buyer at like $1 million. I think that's the average price in Temecula. The average price of my Temecula homes are about $300,000, which is insane, and they're massive. So I love the area. I think it's beautiful. It went from dirt bikes to wine flights. and even Temecula's wineries. They're the biggest in what's it called? They are the biggest in California. Did you guys know that? The Temecula wineries generate more money now from wine export or shipping than fucking Sonoma. And even, I think they come next to Napa, or they compete with Napa. So it's good, but you just got to find a good deal there. So I like the area a lot, just don't overpay. I don't like the people overpaying. But yeah, you didn't know that? Someone told me this like a year or two ago, but it checks out though. But like the numbers are up there. Where should I look? Do you like? So you said you worked on one of my houses. Do you like Hemet, or where can you live? Because I've been talking about Hemet, Oceanside. Those are still cheap SoCal areas right now. You could do like Moreno Valley, but I don't like. I actually like Hemet. I think Hemet is a very like bad reputation, still a little shittier, but I think there's a lot of upside. Yeah, you got 3 in Menifee. Oh yeah, then you're good. I like that. If you get a good deal on Temec, you take it. But other than that, it's I wouldn't, just be careful overpaying. But I'd like anywhere, bro. Anywhere, Cali, I'm a big fan of, man. I've been saying Temecula for a minute now. I've been talking even I was saying Oceanside. And Oceanside, last time I was telling y'all about Oceanside, it was at, what's it called? It was at, what, like 400? So, yeah. Oh, bro, I remember you. Yeah, bro. You showed the Sonic, you showed me how to use them all. Was that you? I think I met you, bro. Oh yeah, I love the area. I need to charge these damn things too. Yeah, those are at the other house. Well, yeah, bro. Hey, man, bro. Good to see you. I remember. Yeah, bro. You guys would be surprised how many people I met. I've met them just like off housework. You would be surprised. Real estate. Woo! That's what I'm saying. I like Menifee. I like Temecula. I like Marietta. I don't like how it got really expensive. That's what I'm saying. Because it was like at a certain price, bro. Like even Wildemar. Isn't that where what's her name's from? Bobby, that one chick. Dude, it used to be so cheap, dude. It used to be so cheap. So, and it's a good area to raise a family. They actually are like one of the safest places, but it's just like, I don't know, at like $1 million. But then again, it's like nowadays, if you wanted to go to San Diego or LA, like, dude, $1 million gets you shit. Dude, even Chula Vista is $1 million. You guys know that? Chula Vista is $1 million. Otay Ranch is $1 million minimum. So if you want to live in San Diego at $1 million, you're getting a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment. If you or you go to Temecula, Marietta, $1 million will get you either like an old house, which will be like 2,000 square feet, or you could get like a townhouse that's like 2,000 square feet. So, but then it used to be, you used to get something completely different, bro. So that's where you just got to be careful from. But I do like all of those. I like those areas, but at the right price. But like, again, I've been buying them and I've been active in those areas like 10 years ago. And it was just, that's where you should look now. You want to find the cheap areas that haven't popped off yet. So, and there is a couple of them. That's why I keep trying to point you guys towards Ohio and Tennessee and the Carolinas, and just look for the Indiana, because those are the areas where there's still cheap properties that are getting nicer and nicer. You could buy a fucking castle in Ohio. Coin. Knoxville? No, not yet. We might though. I like Tennessee. It's like 450, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I remember all those. The Mission Gorge condos, those are good. It's a good area, though. Like, if you think about it, that's why it's a really good area, bro. It's central, and it makes sense why they're worth more now. But, like, if you grew up in the area, bro, those used to be so cheap. Everything. So, I'm not against these areas or these houses, but I do want, like I'm telling you, I do want you guys to get in real estate. But all year, it is turning to a buyer's market. And I've been telling you, you don't need to rush. So whatever area you want to go to, just make sure you're getting a good deal. Don't get emotional, and you want to maximize value. That's how you're going to do good on a property. Unless you need to live there right away for work, that's a different story, or your kid's school. But for the most of you, you want to think good equity building and high quality. So just don't rush it. These areas are good, but don't be the jackass buying at the highest price. Otay. Bro, I remember Otay. They used to call it like Little Mexico because it was like one exit away from Tijuana. And dude, Otay Ranch is balling now. Same thing with Chula. I'm shocked, dude. Chula Vista is expensive. Oh, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. April, Las Vegas, you may have bought at the top. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't matter when you buy. It matters how much you paid. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been buying houses still. I'm just taking advantage of the market. You get what I'm saying? So, like, if you bought last month, but you didn't buy the most expensive house in 3 months, I don't think you have to worry. But if you bought at the most expensive price in 3 months, then yeah, that I don't think that's a good move right now. And you will probably be underwater, like a lot of people who bought in like 2022, 2023 at the top. There's some people, they just kept top ticking, and that is what happened, surprisingly. Not really. Trump raised his voice with Netanyahu on call with Israel. Zoom is dumping. About 50-cent drop on Zoom. Moody's. Man, I don't see anything, but Zoom dropping. How do you look for a neighborhood that are diamonds? Simple. Nicest, cheapest house in the nicest area. I've always told you, that was what I told you guys on that document even a couple months ago. That's the easiest thing you could all do. You find the cheapest house in the nicest area. I like the prospect of international, but I'm just not as experienced. That's why. And then there's different rules and regulations. Like, I want to buy a house in Switzerland. You guys, you know that? My girl told me about this place. And then just recently, it was in the news, Zermatt. She told me about it years ago. She told me to buy a house there. And then that's where Trump and all these people, they've bought in thousands of homes. So I do want to get into some European real estate, but my bread and butter is America. God bless America, baby. But America real estate is truly different. It's different than anywhere in the world. It operates differently. And then we have our fucking Constitution and other rights, but it is, I'm not as skilled, or I don't know how the other places work. I'm familiar, but when you start, I don't like moving big money if I don't know the rules. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so comfortable with real estate. That's why I keep telling you guys, again, we could make millions and you could turn the stocks into bigger amounts, because if you know the rules, it's a lot how it operates, and how it's operated even before I've been alive. It's a lot more stable. So I like knowing that, and I like having that. But foreign real estate, just not as familiar. I know Switzerland is very interesting. Europe. If Europe ever started to get the dynamic of America real estate, that would be fascinating. But I culturally don't think it'll happen, just because it's just different. And people don't want to be in Europe the same way as America, and there's just different prospects. It's so fascinating. Are we playing calls on FedEx? Are we? Are we doing everything together? I don't know. Let's ask our girlfriend. Give me her number. What do you mean? Well, this is a person. This is golf, baby. Golf. So I hope you watch the video. 2 standard deviations, but you got to make your own decision. Don't let anybody influence you, even Josh. Here you go. Just like that. Are we playing FedEx earnings? Man. Japan, but Japan's real estate, it sucks. That's population. They'll give you a property for $1. But then there is places in Japan that are increasing. So that's the funny part. Japan has places that are $1 and they'll give you a house for free. But then they also have not inner city, but like the city, the metropolis, the houses are increasing in value. So that's the other part. But yeah, I want to go to Japan, but I don't know as much about the real estate. But I do know the population. What is this? Netanyahu in video to Israelis. We achieve historic victory that will stand for generations. Israel never had a better friend than President Trump in the White House. And we like to thank Donald Trump for everything, being our best friend with direct access. Thank you, Donald. As the Bible say, the president will give you everything you need. Thank you, Donald. Thank you. I'm like, what? I didn't say that. I did. Howard, is it AI? How do they keep? Howard, tell him stop. Stop. What the fuck is happening, Howard? Howard. No one knows what the fuck is happening. We like to explicitly thank Donald John Trump for allowing us to violate everything. Thank you, Donald. Howard, they're implicated. Howard, stop it. Oh, yeah, we'll see. I know, bro. He dropped the F-bomb today. Never seen a president do that. That was great. Howard. Donald. All right, well, on that note, Power Hour in 10 minutes. What a day. Just day of melt, bro. Day of melt. Very fascinating. But I guess you did have the peace. A little bit of residual attacks afterwards, but technically it held up. Costco hot dog. So I was at Costco the other day, and I did that. But I also remember I was telling you how like everything, I don't know, like I look at a hot tub and I'm like, whoa, it looks like lava, and I'm just like seeing things differently. Bro, I was in Costco and I was tripping out. You know that? Costco is a trip, dude. All these items stacked to the ceiling. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, whoa. And then the samples, bro. So yeah, Costco's a trippy concept. I think we're all too used to it. But I'm like, oh, dude, it's so awesome. It was cool. Watching just pallets stacked to the sky, bro. You've never seen anything like it. Yeah, bro, it's nuts. Big fan. Dude, are you guys ready for this? I had this talk, bro. I can't believe you just said that. Because this is what I had the same conversation. Dude, I've never been to Sam's Club. You know that? Because I was talking about this with my girl. And then we got up onto the talk of Sam's Club. And then I was like, I've never been. She's never been. I've never been inside of a Sam's Club. I think I have, but I don't know if it was a dream or not. I was a kid. But I don't know if it was a dream or if I actually went. Yeah, it's owned by Walmart. So Sam's Club is just the Walmart version of Costco. But yeah, I've never been inside of one, bro. So I kind of want to go. I want to go into a Sam's Club, but like, do they have a trial? Can I like, because don't you have to still buy a membership? But yeah, I've never been. I've never seen the inside of a Sam's Club. I want to go. It's the Dollar General Costco. Costco got something different in the air. I know. Costco's cool, dude. That's what I'm saying. I just viewed it as a kid, bro. Just OG face value of my eyes and what my eyes were seeing. I was like, this is awesome. This is this is a dinosaur of items. I couldn't explain it any way else, bro. But yeah, it's cool. But I've never been to Sam's Club. And yeah, bro, we still send out the text. You can't sign up for it. We've closed all signups for free long-term alerts. Because again, people were even trolling that too. But if you're already signed up, you should still receive them. You could go to Sam's Club without a membership? Oh, hell yeah. You don't drink, but Costco and Sam's Club cannot make you get a membership for alcohol? Anyone could walk in? Really? Is that like the law? Gen Pop released? Well, we've already freed everybody in that sense. So, ever since YouTube got rid of the strikes, there hasn't been any private Philo or private mourning. But I will unban everybody at the end of the month. So in about 1 week, everybody will get unbanned. Kind of. If you are already banned and I had to unban you last quarter, then you might stay banned because, you're a repeat offender. But other than that, yeah, we should be getting a little chat freedom by the end of the quarter. So that's in a week or so, as FedEx probably reports today, I guess, or end of the week. Long-term. Well, if you're already signed up to the long-term alerts, you'll get them. Otherwise, I still post them on YouTube. I'll make a video on the trading fraternity when I buy it, post it on my Instagram, and it's on this channel. But, oh, yo, BHF, isn't that Brown Foreman? Didn't they have an offer the other day? Yo, BHF, they've already jacked all of these options. Oh, no. Yeah, they already jacked them up. Come on. Oh, whoa! I just tried to buy those for $45,000 a pop. Nice. All right, I think I got one. Yeah, Oh, it came down? No. Fuck. Hold on, that could be a scam. Bro, it just went up 9%. And then came back down? Are you kidding me? Oh, I got scammed. Yeah, I got one, but I just got scammed. What the fuck was... Dude, I've never seen that. Bro, that just went up 9% and then came back down. And now it's negative. Yeah, be careful on that one. Because again, no. Oh, is it? Oh, I thought this was Brown Foreman. Oh, it's a Chamath SPAC? Well, there you go. Oh, I'm tripping. Never mind. So, yeah, I thought it was Brown Foreman, the liquor company. You guys remember that? So, yeah, but that was crazy. It just went 9. Yeah, it's probably a Chamath poopy play. Oh, prayer warriors. Pray for TWM, baby. Someone up for the family. Hospice has asked us to start making arrangements for my grandfather for the next couple days. He was a man of God, a vet, and a leader. Amen, bro. Prayers up, bro. And that's the thing. A man like that, bro, you know where he's going. You know what I'm saying? So it will be a loss on this earth, bro, but rejoice, for I'm sure his spirit will go with the Father, man, and they all gonna be looking down on you, bro. But amen, bro. Prayers up for sure, bro. Stay strong and rejoice too. You know what I'm saying, bro? That sounds like a good man, and that's I think he's had his impact on you as well. So amen, bro. Amen and prayers. Man, that's vet, warrior, Bible, you already know. All right, and I got Power Hour in 2 minutes. When you get banned, is it from the channel? Yeah. You just don't show up on any of the chats. You could still watch, but then we don't have to listen to you anymore. Okay, Bud on the low. Why is this thing dying? CVS, unfair and deceptive lawful practices. But yeah, everyone's gonna get unbanned by the end of in literally a week. So yeah, I hope you guys use it well. If not, you know, either be a part of the community appropriately, or you know, don't waste your time and find a community where you fit in a little bit better there, and they will be down with your behavior. Market's doing great. Risk on from the peace deal. New all-time highs on all of the long terms, and now we're chilling. You actually haven't got the Trump NATO comments yet. I think that's what we were waiting, and then that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. How a BRB, brothers.
In just a moment, we're going to be heading over to our TV colleagues at the close. Talk down this market.
Talking about how
quite a rally here.
Sent this week. Well, the other direction this year has been Chewy, and Morgan Stanley is out with a note this morning reiterating or naming Chewy a top pick. They say they're poised now to be a big player in the vet clinic space, where parents spend, pet parents, $40 billion a year for vet services. Chewy shares are up about 30% year to date, 60% in the past year. Are you a pet owner, Sarat?
I am not, but
okay.
This is a great place to invest. The demographics and the long term, again, the more durability of investing in pets, pet food, pet medicine is going to be one of the things you want to be investing in.
I have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
I spend more on the dogs than on my kids at this point, because the kennel requires them to have all these vaccinations now that are hundreds of dollars. This is not like I'm buying them steak.
Is that covered by pet insurance?
I don't have it, but I'm thinking about getting it because I'm not joking.
Yeah, but there's not that much pet insurance either. So it's like, you know, a dentist, right? These are things that are not covered, and people will spend.
Dentist?
But people will spend whatever they need to spend. So you're not going to say.
I have those little dogs in like a purse on the plane. My dogs wouldn't fit. Sarat, great stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks everybody for watching Power Lunch. Dow's up 532 points.
New record high for the NASDAQ. Closing bell starts now. All right, Brian, thanks so much. Welcome to Closing Bell. And Scott Wapner live from Post 9 right here at the New York Stock Exchange. This make or break hour begins with stocks chasing new highs as we enter the final stretch. The scorecard looks like this with 60 to go in regulation. We are green across the board. We are at the highs, or certainly near the highs of the day. And we are trying to close on the S&P 500 above 6,100 for the first time since late February. We will watch all of that. Tech is making a move today. Word of a ceasefire in the Middle East, giving the majors a boost right from the jump, and climbing even more as Fed Chair Powell spoke on Capitol Hill. He delivered no surprises to lawmakers, came across perhaps as being flexible on interest rates. The market liked that. I said tech's a story. It certainly is. That sector hitting a new record high. The NASDAQ 100 also approaching its own milestone. Take a look, 1 2/3% higher. That leads us to our talk of the tape, the tech takeoff. We'll begin there with our own Deirdre Bosa. Dee, tell us more about this move.
Well, I'll pick up, Scott, where you just left off. The exact level to watch is 22,175.60 at the NASDAQ 100. Can finish above that. It is a fresh all-time closing high. We are just within distance. And really, this is a remarkable rebound for tech. The index had fallen more than 20% from its peak. It's a few things here. Tariff relief and the broader market momentum, strong fundamentals from big tech, the AI trade really roaring back, boosting names in the space like Palantir, Microchip. And less profitable tech also catching a bid as the street is optimistic that the Fed may find room to cut rates before the end of the summer. Of course, lower rates make future profits more valuable, and those companies like a CoreWeave, they're all about the future potential. A few weak spots, though, worth mentioning. 4 of the Mag 7, they're still lower on the year. That would be Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, and Tesla. Scott, where do we go from here? Well, the AI trade, it needs to be sustained, even as some cracks are showing in reasoning capabilities. And of course, we've got big tech earnings. They got to hold up. They got to justify the gains that we've seen recently. Those roll out in about a month or so. Back to you.
Even more impressive, D, I suppose, that if
I'd be
say
pissed
that
listening
to
some
of the Mag 7s are negative
terrible,
year to date,
man.
and yet the tech sector hits a new record.
I'm very glad that
shows a broadening out.
I'm glad about everything this year and how I communicated it to you guys, but it's so annoying, bro. And like, we did good, we're winning, so it's not like there, but like, dude, straight up, they manufactured so much fear, got everybody to believe this shit, and then that's it. And then they're like, oh, it's all time high. Oh, no. So I hope you guys do. You did get a crash course on why you shouldn't overreact, and just be careful. I mean, you see what happens if you really listen every day and get caught up in the emotions of like what these guys on TV be saying. Like, just try to stick to something objective, have a long-term plan, because bro, 1 minute they're scared, they're telling you don't buy, and oh no, and then the next minute they're bragging about how good it is. So again, I'm glad because our view stayed the same, and in our gains we're doing good, but you definitely had a different experience outside of the cult in this last couple months, and it's just like it's an interesting perspective when we hear them, bro. But yeah, let's see what else they got to say. Welcome, and it is Power Hour.
Manufacturer for AI servers, so that is giving a lot of demand, and in the AI pipeline, helping names across the board from suppliers Micron, Broadcom, and AMD. Meanwhile, Supermicro Computers convertible debt offering yesterday might have seemed like a bearish signal since it's typically diluted for stocks, but Wedbush today says it sees it differently. They're viewing this as Supermicro positioning for a surge in Blackwell chip shipments from NVIDIA. The theory is that Supermicro can finally get their servers out the door and start recognizing that pent-up revenue. And then adding fuel to the fire, Scott, HSBC upgrading Broadcom today, arguing that Wall Street is really undervaluing their custom chip business. And then lastly, I have to talk about Ambarella, because that name is surging about 16% following a Bloomberg report that the chip designer is contemplating selling itself, 17% right now. So the semiconductor supply chain overall, for taking this, a big takeaway, appears to be hitting a stride after months of bottleneck for supply, and then the AI infrastructure build-out really looks like it has staying power. And so that's why you're seeing the broadening of chip demand across the space, and not just within the main AI players like NVIDIA. Scott?
Yeah, nice move all the way around in tech today. Christina, thank you. We're joined now by Schwab's chief investment strategist, Liz Ann Saunders. It's good to see you.
You too.
We're not that far away from new highs, and you can thank the growth factor for getting us there, can't you?
Yeah, so that's been interesting. Momentum has certainly picked up as a factor, doing well, and that's not surprising when you get these kind of rip higher rallies. But aside from that, which isn't really a fundamental factor, it's more like a concept. It just means that stocks that have been working continue to work. But it's interesting that also kind of up the ranking on the leaderboard are those more growth-oriented factors, both historical growth and prospective growth, so positive earnings revision. So it clearly tells you that there's still a bit of a quality bias in terms of what's working, with an emphasis a little bit less on valuation, but more on, can you sustain that earnings growth?
Yeah, bro,
are you in a position, either because of immunity to tariffs or whatever the reason, that you've got that positive outlook from an earnings perspective in an otherwise murky earnings outlook more broadly?
What do you think this move is about today? Is it about the Middle East not going to be as bad as investors feared just a couple of days ago? Is it about Chair Powell being firm but flexible on what the Fed might do in the months ahead?
So I've been in this business, Scott, for almost 40 years, and one of my mantras that I express quite often is that better or worse often matters more than good or bad. It's relative to expectations. It's that direction of travel. It's inflection points. And we've really seen that come into play in the market going all the way back to early April, when we had the week apart tariff shockers. April 2nd, the announcement of the reciprocal tariffs, the implosion in the market, and then the delay. Still looking at a 15% average effective tariff rate in place right now, but it was that better than worst case scenario in that first week in April that kicked in. Same thing has happened as it relates to the conflict in the Middle East. Concerns that obviously developed over the weekend and the spike we saw in oil prices and what the futures were signaling on Sunday night when things were not as bad as what was expected. We weren't seeing an escalation. That was enough to move the market higher. And I still think the pain trade is higher. So we have to really think about not just trying to gauge the news and the announcements from a policy perspective, geopolitics, tariffs, but also what the setup is for the market as to whether that means you have more potential upside if you get that slightly better news, or maybe the risk of some downside if you get a negative catalyst. That setup is really important.
I still feel like not everybody is participating in all of this from an institutional standpoint, and that's a catalyst in and of itself when the writing gets on the wall that we're not only going to hit new highs, but we have the possibility of going even higher than that. There goes your next leg of this rally, if there is to be one.
And this has been such a fascinating move up off the lows in early April because retail traders' fingerprints are all over this. And notice I said retail traders and not individual investors. I'm specifically talking about that category that kind of came out of the COVID era. The shorter term focus, they have very much a buy the dip mentality, and you saw and have seen those fingerprints because it's areas like retail favorites and negative earnings in the tech space that has done well, the meme stocks that have done well. And then more recently in the rally, you saw the heavily shorted names perform well, and that may suggest that buy the dip, which worked on the part of the retail traders, forced some rethinking of positioning on the part of institutions. So you saw it in the short covering. Institutions are still not positioned aggressively risk on, which does suggest that maybe the pain trade is still higher from an institutional positioning perspective. But when we get there, and assuming you still have, rampant enthusiasm on the part of the retail trader, then the setup becomes one that maybe is subject to some downside if you get a negative catalyst.
Stay with me for a minute, Lizanne. I mentioned the chair of the Federal Reserve on the Hill today. It's the first of 2 days worth of testimony there. Steve Leisman joins us now. And Steve, maybe part of this today is on that idea that though Chair Powell once again underscores that they want to be patient, he's not going to be stubborn either. If the evidence suggests that he should be cutting interest rates, he's going to do it.
I think that's an important observation, Scott. I think that he was not dug in his heels, said, no way, no how. He just wants more information and to be clear that we don't have an inflation problem. He did not say, for example,
the mic was quiet because I was stretching.
Said he wants to see two things. He wants to be sure. And he did say the inflation for June and July, which come in July and August, remember, Scott. So he wants to see 2 months of better
really
inflation.
Hope,
he also wants to see downside weakness.
Even the setup right after the election, I mean,
we haven't fully restored price stability,
be the judge, bro.
And another shock. You have to be careful if there's a meaningfully large and sustained inflation shock.
You have made your
we have to be careful about that. And so,
I hope you have
I think we're just trying to be careful and cautious.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
So Powell said he expects tariff inflation to show up in June and July,
you've all lived through it.
The Fed can adapt policy.
Even then, you're hearing what they're all saying, and it's
most officials still have 2 rate cuts built in for this year, suggesting most think inflation is going to be at a place that the Fed will be allowed to cut, and that's how Fed futures are trading. Yields obviously went down on the 2 and the 10.
You haven't hit all-time highs. They're talking about the Nasdaq going there, but
better odds or better higher probabilities for September and December, north of 85%.
Again, people are still down.
Confidence on the part of the market.
We
have the 2 Fed governors talking,
so many
Scott, so I'll preempt your question, which is how much of a food fight do we have?
There's thousands of you walking away in the lead right now.
Bowman want to go in July, but several Fed officials suggested today that they would like to have more time
and unbiased.
Yeah,
why do we have this
intention's
result?
Good,
and I truly hope.
Let's see what happens, and
then
we'll see how it all plays
and then again,
out. And
like I've told you from the beginning, we're doing good because I'm waiting for the failure. So you don't get too excited and think about how this could go wrong.
So if I could talk to the senators who are going to be there tomorrow, which is, I would like to hear Powell respond
little by little.
directly to Waller's citation of the research which says that the Fed should look through this. They were asked about Waller, but not specifically about that research, which says that the past shows that the Fed should look through this, could cut now. Powell didn't exactly address that. That's one thing I'd like to hear tomorrow. So we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Maybe you and I will be talking again.
Yeah, I'm sure we will, Steve. Thank you for that. We'll go back to Liz Ann Saunders now for a moment. I mean, I feel like some of this, Liz Ann, is getting to the don't fight the Fed idea. That if you believe that they're going to cut because they can and they're not forced to, right, that's positive for the market, isn't it?
Well, I think the fact that Powell is being very pragmatic and kind of sticking to his guns on, we have a dual mandate, and that dual mandate will dictate the appropriateness of policy, the when and the how much. And I think the market is probably keying off that in a positive way. I think what Powell doesn't say directly, but one thing we all need to be mindful of with any kind of pressure to cut too soon is the possibility you get an experience like we had last fall. A lot of people don't remember that when the Fed cut by 100 basis points, starting with 50 and then 2 subsequent 25s, over that same period of time, when you had 100 basis points of cut to the Fed funds rate, you had 100 basis points of increase to the 10-year.
Yeah, because they believed that it was political.
Wait
it was
a minute.
The first time that happened in history.
Growth hasn't slowed enough.
Signaling a Fed error.
Loosening too quickly or too much. So
anyways. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. Well, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. So after today, bro, I don't know. It's tinfoil for now. It's my theory, but because I don't know how real estate's going to play out. I've been saying I don't know what's going to happen with the tax bill. It all depends, with the tax cuts and all of that and how that kind of factors or filters through. But the way they all kept bringing up real estate today, even though real estate inflation is going down, I feel like, I think if they just spend that much money, man, it might just, I think they're trying to set up blaming real estate on Trump again. Because again, rich people, the developers, him, and now think about it. This question today kept coming up a lot. So other than that, though, I'm really expecting a very broad or a very modest, or what's the word? Calm real estate market until we actually get a structural shift. But at the end of the day, if the stock market makes a sizable move, too big, I think it'll eventually have some effect. But for now, I'm not expecting much. After hearing all of the puppets talk about, real estate today, it makes me kind of a little keen towards what, maybe there is something in the bill. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Krispy Kreme, nah. I don't think healthy foods are sustainable business models. They're extremely unhealthy ones that are bad. They taste really good and they get popular, but Krispy Kreme already did bad. And then it went public again. So, and then I can't remember the last time I had a Krispy Kreme donut. So, yeah.
Well, on the earnings point, things actually should be pretty good because a lot of the companies gave guidance right after Liberation Day when they had no visibility as to what May and June were going to look like. And it seems like from a narrative perspective, tariffs are just kind of in the rearview mirror, right? The market is absolutely looking forward to 2026 and saying, okay, tariffs may have been a speed bump. They're probably not getting worse. You're probably going to have trade deals. You're going to have the tax bill. You're going to have a new Fed chair coming in next year, likely to be a lot more dovish, and you could see more rate cuts.
So far,
whether,
they're making changes.
They cut 1 or 2 times this year.
There hasn't been
maybe a moot point at some point.
Think about it. There hasn't really been.
Looking out, you can definitely make the bullish case.
That has led them to be yeah, we're going to redo it.
I think I am, absolutely. But
I
want to be careful, though, because you have to look at valuations. We've come a long way really fast. The S&P is trading at 30% above its historical average, right? We're making new highs every day. So what we're telling clients is, be diversified. Look to areas that have not participated in the upside. Small caps, mid caps, the equal weight S&P is not that expensive. So make sure you have your eggs in multiple baskets, because we're still, like to your point, tariffs really are just starting to hit now. So things can go wrong, but again, looking out to next year, you can make a really positive case.
I think most of the things that people have thought are going to go wrong and never went wrong.
But it's
they never
done
materialized.
These big ass
we did not
earnings
have
where
a recession
a lot,
after the Fed
and
started
it's related to the
hiking
economy.
rates.
But then
we haven't
after
had
the first
tariff-induced
it's ready to make a
inflation.
big
Now I realize
move,
it's
but
early and anything
last
can
quarters
happen, but we
is
haven't
kind of
had
winded
that.
down.
We
after
haven't
the big
had
pops
the
and drops.
labor.
So I don't know if it'll hit
market
on earnings, but
falling out
I
of
think
bed,
it's
the
important.
unemployment rate shooting up, and earnings, by the way, were better than people expected in the first quarter too. It's almost anything that's been thrown at this market. It's brushed it off, it's remained resilient, and it continues, as I said, to approach these new highs.
It's pretty incredible, and the idea of resilience within portfolios is we want to be able to withstand whatever comes our way. I mean, watching these all-time highs in technology is really interesting when we think about where should we invest. Valuations
It has
so
to
high,
bother some of
and
you,
we're
right?
looking at how do
They're
we
just
play the
like,
game of
it's
the shovels
all-time
to the
highs.
gold,
Like
the
I
gold
said,
rush.
highs.
And we're looking towards
All-time, and they
renewables
say
because
it so
comes down
smugly
to,
after just
where
telling
we're
you
going
to
get
sell
energy
everything.
from. That
Again,
we're
I
sitting
didn't
here
ever
in the
listen
cool
to them. That's why
temperature of the studio. Outside's 102 degrees, 38 degrees Celsius for those who want to know. I don't know if we're going to have enough energy available to keep us cool in just a couple of days. And so we're looking at renewable energy. We know that there are headwinds when it comes to regulation, when it comes to interest rates. But ultimately, what can come online quickly enough, given that we have population growth and given the AI rush and demand for the amount of energy that we're going to need to power the innovation and advancement that we're hoping for.
Why is part of your playbook to trim U.S. equities? You sure you want to do that here?
We like trimming U.S. equities because you want to buy low, sell high, right? Which is
well, that is what I told you
we're
guys.
like
Remember,
it.
I think
we like holding
this year
mega cap
we still have that theme in play.
The mega cap
where
tech
get ready to sell a lot of the rips.
We're looking at where is there opportunity, where is it cheaper.
Then
ratios
again,
in the U.S. are 27, 28 times.
Well, my E-Trade
in
is
Europe,
tweaking.
in developed markets, internationally, we're looking closer to 2021. So if we're looking at more diversification, that gives us the geographic diversification that we might want. We're still being defensive. We still like things like consumer staples. We like healthcare. We're going to need to eat, and we get sick. And so regardless what happens in the world, that bodes well for our portfolios. But it really is more of a geographic diversification.
You can't take info, and I'm not saying that you can't ever listen and hear anything. But
what do you make of that?
In this environment, you got to be really defensive against.
We've gotten ahead of
falling
ourselves,
for
and we're not so sure that earnings are going to be powerful enough to either justify where we are, or let's even say that we try and have multiple expansion based on
I think a lot of this stuff could hurt you more than it helps.
Could potentially be.
And that's why you got to get the long term, get it locked down, have your plan, and have a plan that is sound and reliable, regardless of what anybody says on the TV.
That's the key
and that's going to be a good way to operate.
And that
you can still learn from people, and there's a lot of info, man.
And
I'd be lying if I said I haven't listened to the TV before and heard something that sparked a good idea or informed me.
Some of these
so you got to just, again though, but the stuff that gets you emotional, the dramatics, and not having a context to situations or be willing to verify or automatically agreeing with your bias and not challenging the stuff you disagree with. It leads to that.
Nailed it at the top, or
that's what I'm saying. There's info and there's some valuable stuff, but like we've watched this year, to listen to everything going on,
so that's the way
it could have really freaked you out, and it could have changed your plan. But if you knew, you shouldn't have changed your plan. You should have had a plan beyond that, and focused on the broader stuff, and just kept your eye on the ball.
Going to begin
in
a couple of weeks are going to be good enough to keep this going.
Yeah, we'll see. We've had a pretty big run. Nasdaq's up 30% off the bottom just a few weeks ago. Again, the market looks ahead. What I would say, and what we believe as a firm, is look at the acceleration versus deceleration. Where is the accelerating earnings coming from? As you look into next year, probably small caps, mid caps, the S&P 493. There's the Magnificent Seven, incredible companies, but the earnings growth slowing. So, CapEx on AI, it's booming right now.
Slowing from massively strong levels.
Absolutely, massively strong levels, and you have pretty high valuations. And also in many cases, clients have so much of their portfolio locked up in 7 stocks, right? That's a pretty big risk. And if you have the earnings growth situation broadening out, you want to have exposure to those other areas.
You're still watching rates. I mean, are we still concerned about a backup in rates and the bond market?
Bro, Circle dropped
deciding
16%.
What's going to happen in some respects
the
based
puts
on
went up in the morning,
bill,
and now they're break even. Unless it's lagging. If it probably goes down another set, they
if
might
you ask
wake
me,
up.
I'm concerned about everything, but I feel like it's my job to be concerned about everything.
None of them.
How we shore up our portfolio, regardless of what's happening in the markets, is something that we really focus on. And I work with substantial families and family offices, and for us, it's really key to look at it from not just what could go wrong, but where are the opportunities. We really like alternative investments. We like private markets, private equity, and private credit. We like idiosyncratic risk. So, for instance, if you have a favorite baseball team, if they're losing, you're still buying tickets. You're still watching them. That's the kind of asset class that we like to invest in.
You might put a bag over your head as you're sitting in the stands with the cutout because you're embarrassed to be there. You don't want anybody to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a difference.
But you're still buying those tickets.
Yeah. Lizanne, lastly to you, IPO market's woken up. Bank stocks are working really well in that kind of environment. Are we going to start hearing about animal spirits again between M&A and IPOs, and that's going to be another driver of a positive story that felt like it was on pause for the best portion of the last 6 months?
For some segments of the market, I think. I think that there is sort of
you guys are the animal spirits. Y'all the one getting everybody skittering and
has their business model heavily influenced by the uncertainty with regard to tariffs. I think that timeout the companies have put themselves in from a CapEx, from an investment, from an M&A perspective, that piece doesn't clear up until we're at least past that July 8th deadline. But I think that there is a lot of pent-up demand there. And I think in the AI space, that's where you've not seen much diminution in terms of the spend, not just directly on AI, but to Angela's point, the infrastructure around that, the power needs. And that's part of the reason why it's sectors like industrials and utilities that are the best performers this year, actually not the tech sector. And also one other thing, speaking of the tech sector, that I want to mention, Scott, in the lead-in, you talked about how amazing it is that the tech sector is doing well in spite of the fact that 4 of the Magnificent 7 are underperforming. But 3 of those 4 stocks that are underperforming are not in the tech sector. They're, Alphabet is in communication services, and Amazon and Tesla are in consumer discretionary. Consumer discretionary is the worst performing sector this year. So we also have to think about what truly are we talking about when we use this generic label of tech.
Yeah, as usual, you make a good point. We'll leave it there. Thanks, Lizanne. Angela, thank you. And Mike, we'll see you soon as well. We just hit 6,100 on the S&P. We're hanging out right there. And again, we haven't closed above that level since February 20th. We'll watch it closely as we send it to Pippa Stevens for the stocks that she is watching into this close. Hi, Pippa.
Hey, Scott.
Hey,
well, Coinbase is jumping 12% today with Bitcoin and Ethereum also popping.
You might go like 6107 or 13, but I think it's like 6120 and then
to global geopolitical events. Bitcoin and Ethereum are still below their levels from June 12th. So that's the date that Israel launched its initial strike, while Coinbase has gained more than 30%.
Of the all-time high.
And Snowflake is in the green after Morgan Stanley upgraded the stock to overweight and lifted its target to 262, saying the company has become better at execution and faster at innovating. The analyst added AI creates a long growth runway for Snowflake's core market, a 20% plus CAGR through the end of the decade, those shares up 5%. Scott?
All right, Pippa, thank you very much for that. Pippa Stevens, we're just getting started here on the Bell. Up next, we're tracking a big bounce in the banks. We talked about that a moment ago. More details on what is actually driving that action. We're live at the New York Stock Exchange. You're watching Closing Bell on CNBC.
Interesting, bro. All right, dude. So within 50 points of an all-time high. Come on. Come on, bro. Are you serious? That's crazy with everything that's going. But then again, we said that like 100 points ago. Remember, this has all been happening since the damn like Liberation Day shit. So it's actually been a very, very wild point. If you really like the wild, what, 2 months? You hit that bottom ever since fucking Papa John's, dog. As the world changed since pizza. Y'all they don't feel me, dog. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel me. I don't think they do, bro. I don't think they do. Either way, Chad. God bless you all. 30 minutes. You got your long term. You're doing better than the whole world. There's a lot more in store. Let's turn it to property. So please, you guys, I'm about to do it. You're watching, but the stocks could keep making you more money. I don't doubt it. And get ready for still another 3.5 more years. But start thinking about real estate, shopping. Your long terms are growing. Oh, yeah. I hope they feel me, bro. I hope they feel me. XLV. Now, yeah, high tickers. I can't believe it. 6,100. U.S. airstrikes on Iran sealed the entrances to 2 facilities but failed to collapse their underground structures, according to classified assessments by the New York Times. I saw Pepsi moving. Is it a real ripper? Kinda. 1.5. Going shopping tonight? Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's it, man. I hope y'all do it. Y'all trust. Last time this happened, it's gonna. Never mind. You already know what's gonna happen. It'll go hit a couple highs for a couple months, and it'll come down. They'll keep doing that. That's why. But you better hunt. You better store. Lowe's and Home Depot. Lowe's starting to take off a little bit. HD has already been up all day. So we'll see. Hopefully not car shopping. I think he meant houses, but I never thought about that. Well, we will see. The next pump it up levels. I mean, all you guys asking for pump it up, you guys are breaking my heart. Because it just shows you guys don't really listen. So I guess I'm gonna just leave you in the unknown. You'll have to figure it out. Yeah, man. This has been talked about with clarity. So I love you guys. Get a long term. I hope you never forget that and get a property. I hope you didn't miss that. So, but other than that, you'll find out. You'll find out. You'll have to search it. It will come to you. The answer will be revealed. You got pre-approved. Looking for a house on Friday. Let's go, babe. Are you going to get one in Texas? Where are you going to go? Are you going to go in the South? Tejas. Circle. They won't give us our premium. Premium. You're leaving Texas? Wow. Are you gonna move out of Texas? Oh, wow. First house in Indiana's nice though. I mean, I've never been. I own houses there, but everybody likes Indiana. If you like small town, or not even small town, Indianapolis is pretty big. But if you just like calm chillness and you're not looking for a metropolis or something like that, I've heard good things. I've heard really good things, bro, about quality of life. There's the word I was looking for. Those 2 words. Quality of life, I heard, is very high in Indiana. I do deals in Texas. I haven't recently as much. I don't know if LT has, but yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to him. All right, enjoy it, baby. Have a good one. Happy Tuesday. It's already middle of the week tomorrow. So rest up, baby. It's game time. And then we have Powell again in the morning, so we already got a little sample of what he provided today. Not much. EXE on the high. OnTerm.exe. Indianapolis. Yeah, I want to go, bro. I should go to Indiana next. That's where I should stream from next. You know that? That's where I got to do it. I'm going to go to Indiana. I want to see how it's like. And I want to go to Ohio. I feel like Ohio would be a lot of fun. I want to go to Ohio Because then I feel like they would I would show them like fire. You know what I'm saying? I would show them a mirror. They would trip out. I would break out my iPhone. I'll be like, look, that's called the internet. I would tell them I'm Al Gore. They would believe me. You know, but other than that, I think it'd still be a fun place. And you got some other stuff out there. A spy, bro. 61. 6101. That's crazy. All right, so I'd give it like 03 to 07, but I really think like 17 to 20. And then, or like 27 or 25 is the real level. And then 47. So it's going to move like, I think it's 25 points at a time, bro. So get right at it. Cedar Point and I can't take my girl, bro. I remember a couple years ago, there was like a holiday. And I told my girl, I was like, we're going to go to Ohio. And she like looked at me in disgust. And I was like, and I showed her the picture. And she was just like, why would you want to go there? I Googled Ohio and hit images. And she was just, dude, she went from like all nice and sweet, humble girl to just, bleh, and she got like mad. So I don't think I could take her there. That one's going to have to be a solo trip, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think I might have to liberate the people of Ohio on my own. So we'll see. Ohio's underrated? No, Ohio gets a lot of credit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ohio, like, every crazy person in LA is from Ohio. So y'all know, we give y'all credit. You got it. You got it. That's the funny part about LA, is that all the crazy people in LA are from Ohio. That's the sad reality. But I'm sure the people who stay in Ohio are chill. You know that? Y'all exported the crazies to LA, and then they go to LA and they're like, oh, we right at home. And then we're like, well, I guess. That's what happens. That's what happens. Ohio, bro. 2 O's. I've heard good things about Cincinnati. That's Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio. People love Cincinnati. I want to go, though. I want to go to Ohio. I want to go to Indiana. That's it, bro. I know what to do. And now that I know my minimum internet requirements, as long as I could get a direct connection, bro, and I got to get that case, that's it. Let's go wherever, bro. I'm down. I'm down. You're from Springfield? That's where they were eating the dogs and the cats? Wow, you guys remember that? Good times. Good times. Reddit? No, I see Bitcoin names moving. Honestly, it's just kind of melt-up mode. If it's going down right now, it is in a league of its own. It's probably not red. So yeah, Reddit's not red, but it is dropping. Let's see your breakdown. So right now, 5 names red on the Dow, 5 in the green. Chevron, Boeing, Procter, Apple, and Travelers. Only one's red. NASDAQ 100, 89 in the green, 11 in the red. Tesla leading the way down. And then S&P 500, 404 green, 96 in the red. Come on. Joe Burrows? Yeah, nice crib. Mr. Joe Burrow. Is he still good? I remember, didn't they love Joe Burrow for a little bit? Yeah, Boeing. A lot of names that led the other day, they're not going up. Yeah, Pepsi's killing it. You just had that there again, like Boeing, Tesla, a lot of defense, energy, and then like certain consumer plays are weak between the SPY and the NASDAQ. Like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, I think. Costco's red. Estee Lauder, Hess, O'Reilly. A lot of energy. Ulta. CrowdStrike. That was weird. My guy, Joey B. Season ticket holder. Oh, that's dope, bro. I want to go to a game. I still need to go. It sucks. There's no more NBA, but I still want to go to an NBA game. I want to go to an NFL game at SoFi. LT's already been to several of them. I know, bro. Remember I was just telling you we should have went all in? I didn't say we should have, but I contemplated the idea. That would have been dope. Because it was late. You still could have gotten in. I was red on it. So, here we are. At SoFi, oh, that's dope. It's beautiful. I've seen it. I just don't want the traffic. But like LT's done it. He's gone in like several of them, and they thug out the traffic. They go down LA. But SoFi's a really nice stadium. It's a really cool one. I've seen a lot of pictures, and anybody who's went, they just say it's dope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 22 minutes. Can't believe 61. It's chilling though. The last time we hit 6,100, bro, we were moving like 20 points at a time. It's kind of chilling. A concert at SoFi? Oh, no way. Yeah, it's cool. Just a lot of traffic. I don't know where they park, but you got to figure that out. But it's a dope stadium. I've never been. Only there's a word on the street. Word on the street. I want to go to one of those things. It's in LA. It's like a bar, restaurant, like a Buffalo Wild Wings, but then like the whole wall is a screen. Have you guys seen that? That one like restaurant in LA, and it's just a giant screen. I want to go to that thing. I want to see that. JP, again, financials ripping, Pepsi, everything, but SPY not as much. I just gave you the breakdown. NASDAQ and Russell up 1.5. I don't know what the Dow's at, and then SPY's up 1.3. So, Chad, you already know the vibe. Risk on since your piece. Nothing's got in the way. Powell's not in the way. Bonds are catching a bid. Oil's going lower. And now get ready to hear about trade deals and all of that. But, yeah, man, I don't know if everybody... remember, we were just asking yesterday, where did the tariffs go? But shout out to your long-term. You should already decide what you're going to do this week. You got PCE on Friday or Thursday. And then I think that's it. You'll get a little bit more data, but yeah, bro, I don't know. Like, this is, unless we get a bad event, you're probably just going to either chop or like slow melt up now as people continue to get risk off. And like, dude, you're within 40 points, 45 points of the all-time high. So we're talking about this discussion or this conversation of all-time highs a few weeks ago, but there you have it. I mean, you are one step closer. So yeah, wrap up today. You got 20 minutes, but I would also start thinking ahead for the rest of the week, because you see this, bro. A lot of changes. You came in the last 2 weeks with other conflicts. Unless Israel or Iran breaks the peace deal, now you punt to the other conflicts, and now Powell, nothing else has gotten in the way, man. And then trade deals and spending bill. Nothing really. We've been melting up. It's just kind of what I've been saying here. Just risk off since the peace deal, and then all these factors, and then already being elevated, and you were still high up with bad things happening, and now a lot of the bad events just disappeared, and people are looking ahead. Even then, people are pricing in rate cuts for September now. You know what I'm saying? And then July seasonality is good, so it's just all of the bad factors one at a time. Remember, no one cares about tariffs all of a sudden. You stopped talking about trade deals. You started talking about this, and now that's fading away too. And now we are actually closer to rate cuts possibly, and the data hasn't gotten bad. You see what I'm saying? So you're just melting up right now, and then the conversation will be all-time highs. It's really stay the same, melt up now until the next bad thing. But I'm genuinely just waiting for I'm waiting for this structural shift. It's probably going to be July 6th, the spending bill. And then from there, we'll see. So good luck. Yeah, I don't think you got to overthink it. It's just the same thing mixed in with a couple of speed bumps depending on what you're worried about. But like we said, not much has really changed over the last few months here, half a year, a little longer. But we want that structural shift. So spending bill, rate cuts, hard data like a real GDP, economy, or job market shift, that's what we're looking for. But it's not there. And if it's not there, I don't think you're going to go down, especially with all these other things now starting to get a little better. No news on Apple. They were just kind of underperforming. Oh, I needed water. Yeah, my bad. This mic picks up the water very well. My bad. It's FedEx today, and then is it Nike next week, beginning of the week? I guess it should be a good time. What area? I'm not going to tell you, man. I haven't told anybody. So, it's in California, Southern California, kinda. But, yeah, it's a surprise. I can't wait. God is good, bro. Everyone will get blown away. I'm blown away, I hope. So, now we just got to finish up the long term, get the number. I got 2 weeks pretty much. LT wants to push it, bro. But technically, once that inspection is up, we'll probably be selling the long term. So in about 2 weeks' time, that is probably when I'll be making the move. But then again, escrow, we're technically opening it up now. But like once the deposit, I'm putting the deposit down today. UPS or FedEx trucks, they use a lot of like contractors now, I feel like. Nike is Thursday. Oh, nice. All right, well, back to back. We're going back to back. But yeah, you guys only got 20 minutes or 15. You could think about those plays. That could be an area of focus there. Otherwise, like I'm saying, I think this week, just be on bad news watch. But if there's no bad news other than the shit you've already dealt with, like what do you think is going to happen? Like, that's it. It just could go slow. Right now, people feel good when it goes up. Like, it's 1.2, 1.5. It's not small, but you spent all day just going a couple of points, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be like a crazy breakout, but if there's no other bad news, like you have just literally, the market has climbed every wall of worry of the last 2 months. So yeah, from the long term. Amazon. I feel like I used to see UPS trucks everywhere. I feel like I see a lot of various vehicles nowadays, like different companies, the contractors. People hella drop off packages in like Corollas. Like I've seen it, like the contractors, they do that a lot in Cali. Ulta's not as awesome. How many acres? Just, you guys got to go back and hear all of it. That's it. I'm just gonna surprise you, so that's it. It'll be good there. If you want to come, just hopefully you haven't talked shit before. Other than that, it is also, I got to figure out the idea now. So I am leaning towards like the cult, like holes. So that is our plan. If you want to visit, you will have to wake up at 4 a.m. and you will have to dig a hole, feed the animals, and do a couple of other activities before getting to the trading floor. So, but I look forward to it. It'll be a really, really fun time. It's going to be a fun time. Do any of you have horses? Because I don't have a horse. That's the thing. We are missing a horse, so we can't offer horse rides yet. We don't have a horse. In Carlsbad, no. Got some around there, but Carlsbad's nice. Again, obviously it cost way more than it did back in the day, but like I've been telling people, you know, there's deals right now, and just don't overpay. Look at the comparable homes nearby, and then like as long as you're not buying the most expensive house in the last 3 months, it's a good starting point. You'll chip in. Yeah, if you have a horse. If any of you have a horse, I mean, I have a place you could keep it now, like literally. So I don't know. If you let me, like, you take care of it. If I could ride it, and then can I name it? No, I'm buying a pig though, for sure. I'm getting a pig. I know people don't like pigs, but I think pigs are smart, and I want to see if a pig could outperform the S&P. It's gonna be good, bro. And Northern Cow? Oh, wow. 35 horses? 425 cows? Dude, you know, that's big business, bro. The cows, I know a guy who used to flip cows. Blew my mind, bro. Blew my mind. Set up a channel for that? I probably will. We might have to. But, like, I'm actually buying a pig. You know, and then all of you guys, I already know it because the internet's gonna be like, oh, you have to take care of the pig. It's gonna get older. Well, guess what? My pure intention is to eat the pig. Okay? I hate to break it to you. That's reality. So I am gonna raise this pig. He's gonna outperform the stock market. And then when he gets too big to take care of, I'm going to consume him. Okay? So sorry, vegans. But that is what we do with bacon. So, and I'll review it too. So, we'll just get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? That some of you will probably join me. You might, if you no, I probably feel bad. I don't know if I could, bro. I want to eat it though. I do kind of. But then I'm like, man, that's all so much. I just want a pig, bro. You didn't know I ate bacon? Oh yeah, bro. Wait till you find out that every Middle Easterner is not Muslim. You're about to see a whole new world, dog. You'll be surprised. I was shocked when I met my first, like, Hoey-ish Arab girl. I was shocked. I said, what? Haram? What the fuck is? I said, but no, that happens, bro. It happens. So, yeah, not every Middle Easterner is Muslim. You could eat bacon. You'd be surprised. That's usually, that's an Islamic thing. So the Bible does mention it, but not, I mean, ask Paul what he says about it. He said, whatever you consume, it's up to you, Habibi. It's whatever up to you. Oh, I want a cow. MP's been dumping. I saw that earlier, but it's flashing again. Yeah, bro. Crude is back to the low 60s. I can't believe it, dude. That's why I kind of want to close the debit spread. I think you might get one surprise shock, but dude, it's back to $64 after hitting 89. That's crazy. So again, now we're back below even last year's point, which is good, but yeah, I think you stay below 64, 62-ish. Remember, that's where airlines really start to love it, and travel and consumers. And that's why I think Trump and Besson are really going to be on it. Didn't mean it like that. I don't know how you meant it, but most people, when they say that, it's because they wrongfully assume my beliefs because of my background. So yeah, I eat bacon. I love a Baconator. I haven't had Wendy's, but it's a slapper. I remember the first time I had bacon, dog. That's what I'm saying, bro. Some of y'all, and if it's right for you to eat bacon, you do your thing. If it's wrong for you, it's wrong for you. That's what Paul will tell you. So at the end of it, dude, do you remember the first time you had bacon? I was like, I want to say I was in like the 3rd grade when I consciously remembered it. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had like a crispy piece of bacon and I tripped. I think I went feral now that I think about it. You know what I'm saying? I really think I tripped. No, I was like 3rd grade when I tried bacon for the first time, bro. It was amazing. You grew up on bacon. You had to sneak it? Oh, wow, you grew up kosher? That's good, though, honestly. Some of you, I feel like if I didn't, man, if they raised me a little more healthier, I was just a bad kid. I would have been taller, and then I would have been in the NBA instead of playing 2K, arguing with 15-year-olds. But, you know, God's plan. God's plan. So we made it. I loved bacon the first time. Amish bacon? I've never tried Amish bacon. I'm assuming you can't order it online, so I don't know how to access. How do you get involved in the Amish supply chain? How do I integrate myself? I don't know. Can I send in a pigeon order? How do we do this? I'm kind of interested. What's that? ZJ? Is that Zeker? Sounds very familiar. Nope. What's ZK? All right, man. Well, Final 5 coming up. Even the video, the little run. Habibi moved to Ohio. Well, they do have, don't they? Or is that Pennsylvania? I think Pennsylvania or Virginia has a very large Amish community. So, we will see. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right, Team EA. A couple names. This sucks. There's a lot of names like kind of running here at the bell. It is Final 5, but you've been watching this go crazy all day. They're like advancing and moving, but these aren't pops. They're just slowly grinding up high after high after high. There are 0 Amish in Cali. I mean, I don't frequent areas where I'd encounter them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I'd assume. Grew up Amish in Ohio? So what happened? Why did you turn to the internet and electricity? Why were you like, nah, bro? Drop a group of people in a big city, and the first to befriend an Amish wins. So just, we'll entertain. What's the definition of befriend an Amish? How do we verify that? Do you have to you have to do like a photo shoot with them? You have to take 1990s prom photos with them or something? I don't know. How do you verify this? What does it mean to be friends with the Amish? Do you guys like churn butter together? Honestly, we talking all this smack on the Amish, but nah, bro, they living good. You know that? You think anybody in the Amish community has anxiety? You know, imagine that. Imagine that. You know that? You think any of those guys, you think any of those young 18-year-olds in the Amish community are like, oh, I'm losing my hair and my dick doesn't get hard. Where's hims.com? Do you think they say that? Do you think a middle school Amish kid is more concerned about learning a skill or gooning? See? So y'all talking all this shit on the Amish, but you know, now when I really say it out loud, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, well, on that note, you don't have much time, my friends. So, may God bless you. Be safe. And, right, the mainstream can't get their claws on them either, right? Amen. That's so true, bro. You know that? Those kids aren't like, wow, amen, bro. Amen. You know what, bro? We're turning this into, I'm fucking becoming Amish. What am I saying? I'm buying this we're becoming Amish, Chad. Screw this shit. You know, I don't even need internet at this compound. No internet at the okay, Chad, wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up. All right, bring it home. Let's go. We're going to get into Wednesday. You got to get into Wednesday. You've had enough time. I've been telling you 30 minutes. Wrap up for the week. Okay? So, that's it, man. Do the Amish not believe in Jesus? What do you mean? He was a carpenter. That's so dumb if they don't believe in Jesus. I will go convert all of the Amish people if they do not believe in Jesus. I'm like, what do you guys mean? This is your boy. This is your guy. He was a carpenter, the Son of Man. And you only have 1 minute. Go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you with electricity and those of you who are Amish, wrap it up and bring it to the bell, baby. You have less than 1 minute. Make up your mind. You should have done this a while ago. You get Jerome Powell in the morning. You'll see what Donald Trump is going to surprise you with after the bell. And then it's middle of the week. Get ready for PCE towards the end. And yeah, we'll see what we get surprised with or not. Otherwise, the conversation about all-time highs is here, and you have less than 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Or not. Oh, Chad Adonia. Are you kidding me? We did it. We made it, baby. 7 hours in the box. I need a good game in that Chad. Let's go. Drop that GG. It don't matter if you made money or lost money. I know you learned something. Everybody that contributed brought something to the table. Plays, news, vibes, personalities, info. Way to hold it down, baby. And listen, that's a real good game, bro. You made it through the YouTube clapping. You made it through the YouTube freedom. That means y'all ain't get banned this whole entire quarter. Some of you never got banned your whole entire career. Good game, baby. Amen. Thank you, baby. All the members, all the donors, all the people not getting banned, all the people with the long term following the rules, so you could be there right there with me at all-time highs, baby. Good game. GG. Need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. When was this song released? This song was released August 2023.
Yeah, we're Joe. Come on.
How dare you?
I mean it. Hey.
I'm Greta. How dare you?
4 p.m. 4 p.m. is when I wake up, bitch. Hey. Shout out to Percy, that's me. You could just call me JB. I do not answer no questions. You could leave that to Shaki. Camilla riding with me. She'll lock you up for some weed. Say bad things about that vaccine. I'ma make sure you don't speak. Got a laptop you won't see. Hunter, I love her, but that shit was weird with his feet. I love my congressman trade. Shout out to Nancy, she paid. Double your gas in a day. Them must say Putin's to blame. Real politics in your face. 500 bill on the way. 500 mil to Ukraine. Every day. Javelins keeping them safe. Fuck it, just send them some planes. Tell them keep growing them grains. All of my bros and they old. None of their borders is closed. All of us got climate goals. All of us straight together. Strategically releasing the ore. They said that Putin won't fold. They in my cabinet no more. Fuck the squad, fuck the foe. Had a 9, fuck a roll. Now we gon' pack the coat. Hunter, my dog, that's for sure. We ain't gon' fall about shit. Especially not 10%. We ain't gon' fall about hoes. Me and Nance get the votes. Lobby that shit on the low. I got Congress in control. I got your student loan froze. I got your mortgages froze. I got Keystone on froze. But mention and cinema froze. I'm getting faded, I'm eating this ice cream. I don't like voters who ID. Questions from press, that's unlikely. Bring up Trump if they don't like me. They give me the Eddie, I wake up. Passing bills, that's a layup. I'm the big man, I got say so. They lock you down if I say so. Booster on booster on booster. Mandate on mandate on mandate. I just gave Evie a test spray. Fuck you, Elon, I won't even say your name. Came in the office already ballin'. Silent just ain't changed my name to Stalin. Right off the screen and I'm gone with the wind. Do nothing about something till they pass a bill. Pull up in a brand new Benz truck. Hop up fresher than a bread truck. All I got is how to just, yeah. All I gotta make is one call. Station on your block, took off. Mixing up my words, I'm live. So I think they mad, my fault. Talking about inflation, I caused. Dumping our oil turned me to a savage. $1 saved on a gallon. Fuck OPEC and King Salmon. And fresh, I'm tired.
I love it, bro. I love it. So, Chattadonia, God bless you. Hope you had a good day. Yeah, FedEx, it looks like they did beat. Let me see. They guided 21-7. What did they do? Boo, where's my music in the back? I feel so quiet without the meditation music. They did 22.22. Estimate was 21.7. So not bad. EPS beat. Revenue. Where was their guide? Yeah, they're down 9% on the year. I don't think they gave a guidance. They might have it, but they cut it last time. So let's see what they say on the call. But it looks like a beat. But remember, they're doing this little plan and restructuring. So I think it's all within there. So they gave a guidance. But remember, last time they cut it. So they have it there. Let's see what color they give. And then they're going to say something with, or is that UPS with the tax plan? Honestly, I think it's a dud. It wasn't pricing in much. But remember, last like 4 quarters, it would move like 15% or like 6%. But then it does start off either slow, but then like I think the last 2 it really winded down. Yeah, not giving full year due to uncertain. Yeah, I think that was there. You think the Amish ran, bro? That's dope. I want to interview you one day. We're gonna have to talk about it. And now you got a truck, dog. There you go. I love it though. I might convert to Amishism. That's it. But Jesus first. But I might go. Let's go live in the mountains. Call it. I'm gonna start churning butter and shit. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down, bro. I'm down. But Chattadonia, I don't know. I think that's it. You got your earnings. You got Tesla after the bell. What happened? Elon, my guy. Google Amish farmers market near me. They have a few in Cali. I might give that a Google search. I don't think I've ever searched Amish farmers market near me, but why not? Why not? I'm down. All right, let's give him one more. This is a quick one. It's a classic. But that's it, Chad. I love you. Have a good day. I'll see you on the watch.
Yeah, we like this one.
We should have a watch.
Got blasts like Nancy, tips like Ramsey. Wish a motherfucker wouldn't, you could call me Kathy, Ashley. All these bars I feel like Johnson Matty. Damn me, then you'll buy it later with a taffy. I ain't worried about a dip, I'm never selling. I ain't worried about a bitch unless it's yelling. Why you ticking and you talking like you did it? You was bitching, I was shopping while it's dipping. Hope you know not everybody make a lion. They some shit, but that don't make it worse a lying. Think it's cheap, but they don't know what price implying. Think it's like, but they don't ever mention timing. Bitch, I slept on, I ain't overrated. Got a lot of cribs, but I don't got a lot of payments. A lot of wishes, making shit look like inaugurations. Motherfucking selfish, how I list my occupation. Yeah, I thought this stupid shit was working. A lot of shit was moving, I ain't nervous. Bruh, it was like me before I learned it. Taught about investing with a Birkin. Why? Cray like Kramer, coins like Sailor. Take you to the gym, I could probably be a trainer. Waiter, let me buy a drink for all the haters. Made that shit a double if they asked me for a favor. I don't want no trouble, so I gave it to the savior. Money out these bubbles like I was a toy maker. Word was always firm, but I never paid later. Young enough to learn, but that long-term aging. Face it, y'all could probably do a little maintenance. Those are the requirements before the bank takes it. Hope this shit inspiring, the only way to explain it. Little bad environment and more about what you thinking. Thought I told you that we keep it peaceful, chill. I don't really like you cause you evil, ew. Made it off the ether, not the Sheba, real. Got a lot of stuff that I could teach you, still.
Chadadonia. Amen, baby. That's it. So, Chad, go in peace. I hope you have a great rest of your day. That's it. We'll have a watch list. If we don't, I'll let you know. I don't think so, unless some bullshit come up. But, you know, we going to get this workout in, bro. And then let's go, man. That's all we got to do. We really out here, bro. We really, really out here. So get ready for more, my friends. End of the quarter. Get ready for summer, July. That's it. I don't know. All that seems like the news, the bad news gets manufactured and disappears. And then I don't even know. But you got a long term, so it don't matter. You have a plan. Your plan ain't dependent on the people. You know what I'm saying, dog? It don't matter when you got a plan. The ship that has a destination always arrives. Shit. So, Chad, I love you. Go read the books. Richest Man in Babylon, Proverbs, New Living Translation, and The Strangest Secret in the World. And don't forget why we're here, why we keep going, why that faith, hope, and love ain't ever going out of style. And if you believe, my friend, then you must believe you have a spot at the table. You have the authority, my friend. Why do you have... Who's that? Why, baby? Why? Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory, and through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Chad. Have a wonderful evening. All right, go rest. Be easy, bro. Game time. It's been game time. The game don't end. There's not even a finish line, dog. You know what I'm saying? So go finish your day and rest up and start it again. And go. Repeat the thought. Emotion. It'll wake you up. Flip the switch. You already know this. It's yours, my friend. Have a wonderful day and peace. Hey, Karen. Hey, come on, Josh. Can I listen to Philo? Okay, fuck it. I'll change, Josh. I'll listen to Philo. Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll discipline Hunter. I'll change. Fuck it. I'll come as I am. I won't change. Say, come on, Josh. All right, fine. I don't need Josh. Fine. Joe Biden's going to repent. Watch. You'll see. Then I'll repent too. Hey, maybe I do too. I've dropped a lot of bombs and I lied. But that was part of the plan. It was planned. Lied to the people. Now we have peace. A lot of peace. The best peace. Let's just say you got more than a piece of peace. That's what we do. Nobody died. Not one person, because they have tiny weapons. They should have used a Nerf gun. It's like they were using super soakers. I know, terrible. But now we can move on and have peace. So have a good day. Get a long term. Pizza. That's not even pizza. I heard that a lot. Now they track the Papa John's. Look at that. Papa John's is everywhere. I know Papa John's. I know his father. I know Grandpa John. I know Donald. I want to thank Donald John for giving us the weapon, the intelligence. Donald John, thank you for everything you said you will not provide publicly, but privately. Thank you, Donald John. Howard! Howard!